we did one of these live. Oh man, it's been a real long while. So yeah, the hiatus is done for the, well, foreseeable future. I don't really see why that would undo itself, but anywho, yeah, finally can get back to doing this every now and then. So, first order of business, just something I wanted to show off here. I made a video on this the other day, but gotta show off I've been playing around with a bunch of the stuff that you can do with the character editor now. So if you didn't know, there's a character editor out now that the Rakes put together. So yeah, you can just make everybody look however you really want. So what I went ahead, since we've got Thanksgiving, Cashwa is a Thanksgiving pumpkin. Why not? You know, maybe gonna make some pumpkin pie or something. And yeah, we've got Denim here representing the giant dad look, as you do. And all right, so let's go ahead and get on things here. So, as far as the run goes, Chapter 2 ends up going in a little bit of a different direction. So, basically, we don't really have a whole lot of time to get all of our stuff ranked up all the way before it ends up being an issue. Now, what I mean by that is we have to, for the moment, we're coasting on level advantage to make up for the fact that our equipment is pretty much garbage. Now, there's two ways to get better equipment as time goes on. Obviously, the first one's going to be stores. The second one is going to be well, actually, I guess there's three, because the second one would be recruits, and then the third one would just be progressing the story enough to be able to craft some of the stronger ones. Now, two-handers in this particular instance are one of the very few exceptions in which something is just essentially gaining raw power. They lose out a lot on accuracy, and that's actually one of the reasons that you need to have all their stuff completely maxed out. So, for example, once this hits rank 8, we're essentially getting get more or less 40% extra accuracy on top of any hits. So the 20 to 30% accuracy loss off of two-handers, it really isn't too much of a thing. Also, hello there, Mr. Cow. How's it going? Don't suppose the post office has gotten back to you at all? Because I tried calling them back yesterday, and they kind of had a hour-long wait time, so wasn't sure what was up with that. Also, hopefully the sound's okay. If you could let me know, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, the hiatus is done. There's a whole lot of things that I wanna get started on, but I can only do one thing at a time, and this was the thing for today. The next one's gonna be Legend of Mana, you know, as you do. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab an extra slot there. I don't think I even had anything extra to slap in there. Haven't heard anything from them. Well, that sucks. Hopefully something will happen. I'll try calling the local office there, see if I get any better luck getting through to them this time. So yeah, just so you know, running a character editor kind of thing to change how everybody's looking. That's why Denim looks like Giant Dad, and that's why Cashua looks like a pumpkin for Thanksgiving. So all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the aqueduct, by which I really mean let's go ahead and start the fight here. Let me make sure that I actually have... yeah, I have enough of these. Do I have plumes? Because it's been a little bit of a minute since I did the last video of these. Need some ashes as well. Yeah, better stock up on those just in case. So around this point is when they can start dispelling. So the problem with Dispel is that, yeah, it'll just remove one of your buffs in a preset order. So, for example, normally, one of the reasons that I've really been loving routing the White Knight into the end game is because when they actually get the spell, the first thing that goes away is Infuse Light, for whatever reason. Alright, Aracel was supposed to look silver, but, oh well, I guess her boss version doesn't exactly change for whatever reason. Ah well, must be a different version. So, okay, let's go ahead and just move her up. She's more or less just here to get shot, so she doesn't have anything, she doesn't have any skills or any of that. So yeah, we're gonna... what we're gonna go for here is just slowly eliminating everyone one at a time. The armor that he's got should more or less protect him entirely from the archers. On top of that, their accuracy should suck from both the level advantage and the rain. But just in case, we're going to go ahead and put a few little buffs here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go off with a strength in here. Because they've, I believe this guy's the fencer that they've got up here. No, that's their archer. Where is their fencer? Is that this guy? Close enough. I thought he was a fencer. Whatever, he's a wizard. Point being, he's still their caster guy. That is the main one that we got to worry about. And yeah, first turn strengthen is mostly just for the purposes of being able to one-shot him. So hopefully should just be able to run up and slap him down. There goes Cashua. Goodbye, Pumpkin Lady. But yeah, you can do so many fun things with the with editor. It's so much fun. Like, you can actually, probably my favorite one is one of the portraits that they never actually used in the game, which, it's just called Excited Cashua, which I don't know, I've been calling it Stub Toe Cashua, because it looks like she just smashed her foot entirely onto an end table. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be in that one cutscene later in the game, where Lance comes back as a frickin' vegetable. And they're all having their big emotional moment, and I'm pretty sure that's when it was supposed to have been used. So anyhow, let's go ahead and pop a Resilience here, just to be able to resist that caster. I'm actually just going to go ahead and make a beeline straight for him. Again, the archers we can either resist or dodge. Everybody else... oh wait, that guy stabbing Chad is holding a two-handed sword in one hand? Yes he is. He's a little bit beefy. But yeah, guys gotta stab Chad. That's how that works. But yeah, that's the giant dad, as it were. It's probably one of my favorite memes out of Dark Souls, because this dude just made a build forever ago in the very first game that came out, in which it's literally just yeah, these one shots, they will not last. It's a nice little thing for now. But anyway. But yeah, this guy just made a build that was ridiculously tanky, and just more or less his whole strategy was just like running up and juggernauting stuff with a gigantic Zweihander, which is more or less what this run turns into. So yeah, these one-shots are pretty rare. Right now what we have is a situation where they're still low level, so they're not getting, they don't have good equipment, they don't have any kind of, they don't have very many stats going for them. So this is about the only time we'll be seeing too many one-shots. Later on in the game, we'll more or less be relying on finishers to be able to one-shot different units, and that's actually why we're starting the augments early. Because when we start with Augment Air, we're essentially able to start training, this early on. So I'm actually going to save that particular swing, go for a crit on this one, because I want to one-shot that knight. So I'm just going to save it for the moment, because we're not really threatened right now. And there we go. We're going to do that, and the next finisher will be enough to finish them off. Sorry for still having a little bit of a cough. Yeah, it's been a while since we did one of these live. It's nice. It's nice. So the reason that I did that, Berserker, not terribly accurate, all things considered, not really hugely threatening, but they will regularly get themselves hit and countered and get their health lowered so that the healer is distracted. That means I can go for some of the farther away and squishier units while hopefully distracting their healing. And hopefully, I don't believe they've got heal 2 yet, but on the off chance that they somehow do, we have a way around it. So this right here is one of those times that that it's good to have the warrior around, by the way, since they're the only one of those starting classes that can actually make use of the advanced healing items. Well, I guess intermediate healing items. Literally, healing seeds are the best healing we're gonna get. So 150 is as high as it goes, and yeah, that's gonna have to somehow heal up 500 later on. It's not the greatest. Like, the healing situation is pretty friggin' dire, I will say. Man, that guy's a douche. He just put himself in a objectively horrible position just so he could steal our loot. What an a-hole. So there we go. She's gonna distract that healing. She's gonna run forward. Just keep them nice and tethered to the front line, and if an opening comes up, then we might be able to just go take out the healer. But either way, there's one archer gone. So bear in mind, in the OV mod, archers are severely nerfed, but they do still get that hidden benefit in the background. So their base damage is still pretty decent. Oh wait, man, dry weather's terrible. It's definitely not the greatest. All right, so we might be able to just beeline for Aracel here. I don't necessarily want to. Since we have a chance to potentially get more stats out of these guys. Basically, every unit has a small chance to drop a card, which will give us a 0.3 to 0.6 increase, I believe it is, to whatever that particular stat is. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a Mending Seed here, take one turn to heal, and then we're going to move forward after that. There we go, take your shot. Nifty. Love this music. But yeah, one more thing that should be noted, like as far as time goes on, our goal by the end of Chapter 3 is to be able to take on Farampa, which, despite being more or less a free grind dungeon, is not easy. Like, it is terrifyingly difficult in solo OV. Actually, I've had several runs more or less softlock trying to get to that point, because trying to find the right the right time to get in there is a bit of a thing, because you need to have some class set up so that they can run in there at a low level. You need to have augments more or less ranked all the way up. You need to have parry ranked all the way up. By the way, though, I say augments because we're going to be running air and holy later. So both of them got to be going up. Need to have something that can hopefully use healing items. So we're probably going to leave the warrior class behind at a lower level for a little bit. We'll see if that route is viable. If it is, that's going to be the best way to go. Now, unfortunately, they decided to come in and take off my strength in there. That's the problem with Dispel. So that's going to be a large chunk of our damage gone. Now, if you're wondering, by the way, why whenever you're using Strengthen or whatever else you may not be seeing as dramatic of a result, it's because Strengthen only adds to your... It more or less adds to your potential maximum damage. So whenever you're swinging, you more or less have a hard cap of how much you're realistically going to be able to do, based off your weapon's bonus damage. So that's all those numbers that show up above it. So like this one can do 19% extra damage on top of whatever gets past defense, on top of anything else that would be relevant. So for example, there's also about an extra 25% damage coming from the fact that he's on rank 5 right now, plus if he was using an air finisher, there would be an extra 5% damage off of using Augment Air. That's not exact, like completely exact math, but that's more or less how it works. It's closer to 3% per rank, but it feels like 5%, and it's effectively viewable as 5% in my opinion, anyway. So, either way, it's somewhere in that ballpark. You can get the general idea. So we're starting to run into a bit of an issue because of that finisher there, but that's fine. We're still making progress here. Oh, might be able to risk this. Let's see. Yeah, we can just take a regular swing and finish this guy. I forgot how much he was actually doing, but that's fine. Now, I'm not going to be going out of my way to extend every fight to take out every single unit to try to get every single card here. Part of the reasoning behind that is because the odds of them dropping a card, I would say, are about 20%, give or take. And we're still getting only a tiny fraction, and they actually won't make too huge of a difference. Like, if we get Strength or we get Vit, okay, that's going to be pretty well worthwhile. His resistance already started up pretty unusually high, so that's... I mean, we're going to be fine one way or another. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this one then. There we go. Probably not going to be terribly worth it because we have to go out of our way to avoid a bunch of stuff now. There we go, block. Take a little bit of a swing, but the nice thing is this does give us a little bit of extra training. The downside of not starting off on Law Route, by the way, is because we don't get the Cleric fight. That's probably the best grind spot in the entire game. At least as far as one-off areas that you go to. For those unfamiliar, on Law Route, you have a fight with 1 Terror Knight, 2 Archers, and like 6 or 7 Clerics, I think. And the idea is that they more or less don't really have any skills to fight back. They can only use shots, which they don't even feel like using most of the time. So you're more or less fighting a bunch of sponges, and yeah. As soon as you get the archers gone, you can usually just let the Terror Knight escape, because he is a hell of a beast to fight. And that's even when you have a full team. So you're usually better off just letting him run away. But point being, you can usually, if you're routing For your own solo run, you can usually get all the way up to 8 on that particular fight. Oh man, this guy really wants to throw down here. How about that? So, sorry that I'm occasionally cutting out. My nose is not really in the greatest of condition, but oh well. Like I said, winter will do that. Alright, you want to drop a card for me? No. Alright, so we might as well just go for the finish here. Nothing too extreme going on. Probably one swing will end this fight. Alrighty. So, Mr. Cow, are we expecting new stuff from you anytime soon? Out of curiosity. Also, bit of a side note I just noticed, I think that that thing that I put on to try to turn Aircel silver just turned her shoes gold. I'm not sure it did anything else. Anyway. Alright, just gonna get that dead hanker, that's gonna put a leaden back on. Shouldn't really affect movement too much. There we go. Yes. She's upset. Still blaming for her dude getting all burninated, but for once, in one of these runs, that's not actually our fault. So yeah. Alright, now that fight is a little bit easier in this route, depending on how stuff goes. We're actually, just to kind of show this off here, we should be a couple things away from getting Boulder Blades in the store. Should be Aqueduct, Zaid Moore, and then hopefully that's the point when it actually updates. One of these points, anyway, sometime in the next couple fights. Alright, so we got 19 for the Warrior. Now, Aqueduct has Beast units. It has a few other things going for it, but we're going to switch over to TKs and try to ride those as much as possible. Because we can actually, hopefully at this point, if I have it all calculated right, we should be able to ride the overpowered TK wave all the way to Chapter 3. We'll see. I think half the budget went into that high-res banner. It's possible. It's very possible. It's actually surprising how much work they put into that banner, because they've even the game over one. There's specifically a unique fire effect that never gets used again. In which it slowly burns away if you leave the screen on there, which is a really cool thing. It's just kind of strange that it's there. Also, I think I'm probably going to have to redo this fight, because I just noticed I forgot the main thing that I brought the TK here for, which is that he was supposed to come in with Dark Magic. Because, yeah, Field Alch 1 is kind of the main healing thing. For TKs, it gets replaced with Dark Magic, just because they get all of their abilities by this level. We'll try to just grunt it out, I think. Here, let me just pop her over here so she starts getting attacked. Just to get her out of the fight. So yeah, we're probably just gonna have to rely on parries and well, not augment so much, but weapon rank. But you know, I have to say, well, actually, first of all, did you ever try the original version, Mr. Cow? That was on that first chip. Oh, nice. Getting a little bit of parry. Just going to show this off, by the way. As far as parry goes, we're getting roughly 3 to 4% off of each parry. So once it starts getting reliable, and especially once we get helmets, yeah, that thing's going to just go flying up. In base game, it was like 0.3%, give or take, per time that it procced, which I think we can just go ahead and say kind of sucked. Oh well. But yeah, no. The original version is still freaking awesome. Like, especially if you're looking for something like FFT, but not quite. Or if you're looking for what was supposed to be its kind of successor slash original version, more or less. Hello there, Gamma Cryptic. Been absolutely ages. How's it going? What is going on there exactly? See, we got somebody saying hi. We got Luigi spitting out a snake for some reason, and guess he's trying to, like, Yoshi a one-up over there, and then a cop is preventing him from doing it? Alright, I mean, whatever works. Okay, so, yeah, health-wise, these guys aren't coming in with finishers yet, right? No. Alright, so we don't have to worry about finishers as much. So we can try to just grunt it out with healing leaves. I only have a few of them on hand. simply because this class is supposed to rely on health, drain heart to be able to actually survive. In most cases, it's more practical than using a Mend Leaf on him. Alright, please miss. Thank you. Yeah, due to level advantage, they should hopefully miss a decent bit at the time. There's not much that we can really do as far as overpowering beast units this early. Later on, two-handers with all their bonus damage end up doing really good damage against them. But for now, there's just not too much we can do. Let's see, restarted playing Last Raven on PS2. Don't want to play it on PSP anymore because it's garbage. It's definitely... Well, it depends on how you look at it. Like, it's funny because I could never get into it until the PSP version, but then again, The Last Raven was just never my favorite, period. Because it's funny because I'd gotten all the way to Ultimate Zenaida and did the final Pulverizer and all that type stuff from the original, and just the entire thing was just, man, I don't feel like doing this, etc., etc., until, you know, finally when the PSP version came out, ended up doing it all again. I was like, I guess I can kind of see what they were going for. You know, tried a few randomizer runs on it, but it still was. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be that. I need dark magic on him. So you got kicked by 2448 and Moonlight, but Damon on first try. Yeah, 2448 is a dick. It's just an absolute dickish design. It's like, hey, let's have this thing that was kind of difficult, and then let's also give him cheats. This is great. This is a good time. Let's definitely do that. Alright, so let's pick up... Yeah, we need to... Where is that thing? Where's the thingy that I need? Yes, I trained him in a bunch of dark magic-y type stuff, but he doesn't actually have the skill yet. Where is it? And in case you're wondering, Augment Dark does help somewhat with his poison move, but it's not really worth a slot. Am I just blind? Oh, it's because it's... Wrong class, that's why. Way to go, genius. Played this game several thousand hours, but no. 2448 equals 1337, yeah, not wrong. Man. Yeah, that one was just a pain in the nuts to get through with the rocket run. Like, I was just completely done by the end of that. More or less, the rocket run just cemented my dislike for Last Raven. It's like, okay, I see the code, I see how everything moves now. I still don't like it. But, oh well. Also, I needed to pick up this earlier. Max TP is going to be our main damage boosting move. I'm actually surprised I haven't picked it up yet. But yeah, so Max TP goes up to rank 3, at which point gives you plus 75 onto the TP bar. So basically, 100 will give you your normal, 100 unlocks the finishers, 200 is more or less double what the original was. Everything past 200 seems to scale at, I assume, double the rate or something, because it ends up giving you an absolute crap ton of extra damage, so that's pretty nice to have. So we're going to leave the full mail on here, because it's going to be our best bet for overall everything. Let's see, magic-y wise, we should have all of our stuff. We got Drain Heart, Paralytic, Poison Mist, and Slow, so yeah. That's realistically all he's ever going to use, so we're just going to go ahead and leave him as that. And if we can grunt it out using only this class for Chapter 2, then we can actually get some shenanigans going. Alright, so... made 2 ACs, 1 bipedal, 1 with Cougar 2s, and Light Cell DOs with Pixie 3 and HP on left. That pretty much destroyed everyone. Yeah, that's more or less like 90% of what I usually end up running on that one. Except with, instead of HP, it's usually the well, I forget if it's called a Dragon Slayer on that one. It ends up being called a Dragon Slayer in FA, and that's just too cool of a name to not use. But either way, the Dagger Blade. But yeah, otherwise that'll solve pretty much every problem in that game. Micro missiles too, for everything else. For everything else, there's micro missiles. Railguns on the back. True. Yeah, quads and railguns are pretty fun. Actually, one of Cow's builds is probably my favorite one of that. He made this thing called the Grasshopper that's spread bazooka arms and a railgun on the back. This was one of the ones that was submitted for Formula Front, and it's just like, it just hops around, just popping the railgun all the time. It's surprisingly satisfying to watch. Alright, let's get you over here, so you just kind of sit there. And let's see, inside only part run when? Probably about the time that masochism exceeds, like, dropping a fridge on my parts, but, I don't know. Might be a run for it at some point. I'll consider it. Like, currently, what I have in mind as far as featured content and things like that, so, One Man, One Goal, One Vision. We've got X Division that's still going on. We've got Legend of Mana that's still going on. That one's not really a challenge run per se, but, you know, it's nice. It's nice and wholesome and enjoyable. Then also I wanted to do a vanilla Xenonauts pistol run. Well, actually, cop-only run. It was supposed to be cop builds only, so just whatever the NPC cops can start with. And from there, well, then I wanted to do Knight of Lotus solo fist only. I wanted to actually a bit of a thought here. When it comes to the vanilla solo run. To be honest, it has been beyond horrific to actually to edit that thing. Actually, the last video that went up is probably a good example of I've kind of just not wanted to do it, but it's there. So, kind of considering just taking the rest of it, slapping together the interesting parts, and just one long video thing, and then just streaming commentary over that. What do you guys think of that one? Let's see. Tried doing Starter AC run on 3, published the videos, run ended on the Massive MT Leviathan. Yeah, man, Leviathan takes some doing. You gotta cheese the hell out of that center area. Actually, wait. Leviathan? No. With Leviathan, what you need to do is actually, you basically need to follow him along the buildings, and then just keep popping off missiles, and then finish him off with a rifle. There's just enough obstacles to get rid of most of his missiles and stuff, and if you stay far enough, you can actually cause him to de-aggro. It takes a little bit of time. Oh man, this guy with his freaking Aqua Blast. If my turn came up, I was planning to go circle around the left there, hopefully do a drain hard onto Zapan. He probably would have gotten 60 or 70 out of it. Probably would have done a follow-up on one of the Octopi the next turn with the same thing, which would have been enough to pull that one back, but this will happen. This is how, this is exactly what you'd expect, pretty much. But yeah, it's, I haven't watched that particular one yet, I don't think. But yeah. When it comes to Leviathan, yeah, you can cheese him. If you're doing the PS2 version, the map is a little bit better. I have to say, the portable version, they kind of screwed up the map, because, well, to kind of explain how it worked, they scaled everything up, which led to some cases where certain hitboxes and certain area boxes were just a little bit off. So this was especially noticeable when it came to, let's just put a dodge on here. It was especially noticeable when it came to that fight. It was actually that fight and the Massive MT that had issues, because when essentially when you fly onto those buildings on the side, you're supposed to be able to use them as platforms. In the PSP version, however, you actually can't go to half the buildings because they count as out of bounds. Which, yeah, it felt really sucky when I found that one out. Was the PSP version? Yeah. Yeah, solo, or not solo, but starter run is definitely more manageable on the original. Sorry, I was just messing with my windows real quick. So this doesn't show the mouse, does it? Okay, it doesn't. Just making sure. That was a problem in the past. Alright, so what we're gonna do, since they don't seem to feel like doing the job, let's go ahead and take out Cashua for them. I was playing no consort, no OP. Yeah. No consort is definitely doable on that one. For massive, well, all of it is technically doable. It's the usual Simpsons thing. You know, Honestly, the Simpsons of Armored Core is Super Fleet. Because I swear, she, like, the moment you think you've done a challenge that nobody else has done, she's just there like, yep, I just did it. Like, I kid you not, 3 days. Or not even 3 days, no, it was like 24 hours, I think it ended up publishing 3 days later. Before I posted up the thing of Ultimate Zenaida Rocket Only. Just like, somebody had randomly asked her to do it, and then just, yeah. It's like right before I was like, man, good, I was finally gonna do the first of an Armored Core thing, and this never happens. She's like, no, I did it though. It's like, oh. Well, fine, I guess that won't happen then, jeez. Alright, so let's go for Zapan here. I'm gonna move here because they shouldn't be able to close in. What I'm hoping is that Bird Guy will fly behind, Orc Guy will try to circle around the left, which should hopefully leave everything open to charge in to hit Zapan here. I have no interest in fighting everybody else, so I'm just going to go for knocking him down with one physical and one finisher. Let's see, you got bored with it? Understandable. It can get really, really frustrating to do starter runs. Just kind of, I don't know. It just feels kind of plinky. And then it ends up becoming apparent really, really fast. But I mean, props on getting through Rojito Hell. That's that one ends up taking forever. All right, so let's get. I think we got dispelled or something. Let's put a plume back on. All right, enjoy lunch, Mr. Cryptic. Speaking of hitboxes in the portable version, Buster was able to do a blade-only run without needing things like rockets or hit crates, because the blade could hit them on that version. Yep. Yeah, apparently there's slightly better tracking on the portable version. On top of that, there's I forget exactly how it worked. What's his face? The guy who did all the code digging over on the Discord. He was explaining a while ago that it's apparently because instead of being a physical thing, they tied it to contact and frame rate, or something along those lines. I forget exactly what it was. And we might actually have to run Warrior for this one. Okay, good. He missed. Now what I need is I need to be able to go over here and hit this guy with a Drain Heart. Unless I can pot that off of somebody else. So we got 47, 32. This would be ideal, but I don't think he can hit that. Oh, he can! Alright, perfect. So yeah, that's the best healing this class can get. Like, full stop. Well, actually, no, yeah, full stop. The option available to some of the two-hander users later on is what's it? The Dern Doll, which has renewal on it, but, I mean, one use of renewal isn't exactly amazing. It's basically just regen, so you're maybe getting, give or take, 200 out of that heal. You know, you could roll that parry at some point, that would help. Right, so if he survives until his next turn, then we win. That's all there is to this. Please miss. Thank you. Come on, survive! Survive! That should just bounce off, yeah. Come on, parry, parry, parry! Ah, no. Come on, survive! Alright, there's one TK left. He shouldn't have any moves to attack. Alright. Goodbye, sir. You have been deleted. But yeah, you can see just that one boost of TP plus was enough to let him do 300 damage now. And this is on a class that's a good bit weaker than the other one. So that will continue going up. The TK does hit pretty hard. Its defense is kind of mediocre. It's kind of middle of the line. It's like it's above the Berserker, but it's below the Knight, below the White Knight by far. I believe it's slightly higher than the Warrior somehow, even though it certainly doesn't feel that way. Anyway, what we want next for him is going to be Lament of the Dead. We're not quite there yet. We're a couple fights away, but Lament of the Dead will allow for stacking things even farther. It's actually one of those things that the class can do uniquely that it doesn't really come up that often. So normally the strategy is strengthen on your solo character, breach on whatever you want to hit, and then a max charge finisher to get the highest damage possible. However, they can stack another layer on top of that with fear. So fear will lower their attack and defense by another 20%. Lament of the Dead is a 60% chance to hit with that effect in a 2-tile radius. So it ends up being really strong. Now, Aracel's going to die here. So yeah, she can put up a good fight, but she's pretty much going to die here. Just functioning as a distraction for the most part. So, right. Let's see, it kind of looked like she came in with a Balder setup, is that right? No, short bow, and yeah, still though, short bow, bow, vigor. Like, she is a tank. She is about as tanky as an archer can get. So she's going to be distracting them for a good long while. So I'm just going to skirt around the edges here. Let her do whatever damage she's going to do. Let them attack her as long as she wants to get hit. And try to train up on everybody else, try to thin down their numbers a little bit. So I don't want to deal with a lot of the stronger ones here. Actually, just going to go ahead and pop a leaf here. Because I wanna throw out some poisons if I can. Poison got buffed in the most recent patch. Well, kind of buffed, kind of nerfed. So previously, they had done nearly endgame damage off of a very basic ability, which caused them to scale up absurdly high. So in the most recent version, they're back down to start of the game power, but they come with both poison and weaken, which ends up serving a lot of purposes. So yeah, very useful ability there. Do I want to just start off with this then? Depends on if he can one-shot this one. Not quite. So we might as well just go for the poison. It'll weaken down that one over time. There we are. And one of the side benefits of Poison Ward there is that he will not get hit by it if he needs to self-target. So a lot of times ends up being surrounded, so that's going to work out just fine. Now, normally with her new tanky type setup, Aracel does a really good job of staying alive, but in this particular case we're going to be just fine. She's going to get taken out. In the base game, this fight was more or less her taking out half the team before you even got there. Usually there was no trouble actually getting to her. She's so much stronger than everybody else. But, oh well. Hang on one sec. Yeah, good luck with that. There we go. I mean, she's still really dominating despite the fact that she's using the weakest ranged weapon in the game. I think it's actually weaker than the blow darts, now that I think about it. This is where Mustadio uses Seal Evil. Funnily enough, yes, actually. This map is pretty much exactly that map if you go in a random fight. Like, this is the map with all the undead on it. So yeah, funnily enough, most of the maps in FFT can be traced back to something in this game. And yeah, most of them were actually just slightly expanded versions of the original SNES ones. So yeah, you'll see a lot of that. And yeah, so you're 100% right. This is exactly that same map, because normally you have you start off by that little tree up there, and then it's a bunch of undead on this map. And it's actually one of the ones that when I was considering using the whip type setup to do the solo run, it's actually one of the maps that I tried to use as kind of an auto grinder, because there's very few ways to actually use Augment Dark in the well, basically any point up until the whip finisher gets going, since you kind of need a warlock. To get a warlock, you need to get to chapter 3, and or gotta go and grind one out through Ferrampo, which is its own kettle of fish. So yeah, it's weird. Let's see, why are you cosplaying Young Snake with a Zweihander? Because if you look at that picture on the right there, this is supposed to be Giant Dad. Denim as Giant Dad, and he just looks cooler with his headband. This is the headband look is the one that he comes in for Chapter 4. So up until then, he kind of, well, he looks like a little villager boy, and yeah, no, he comes back with like a full suit of armor and a sweet headband for the final chapter, and that's the version you end up seeing the most because the final chapter is, well, I guess final chapter plus Coda, so I guess final 5 chapters. It's weird how the chapters go, right? Because, okay, Chapter 1 is like an hour long if you know what you're doing. Chapter 2 is maybe, 1 or 2 hours long, depending on how you do it. Chapter 3 is like 6. Chapter 4 is probably also about 6. Then, but then you also have all the side content, so it could go several hundred. It's basically the chapter in which everything opens up, your game is all good to go, the world's your oyster. They're like, okay, you've had your plot, go field to explore the world now. And, yeah. Also, hang on one sec, I'm just gonna go sort out my nose real quick, because that's getting really annoying. One sec. Alright, and back. So, as far as the question, to which part is that? Out of curiosity. So we can probably just take a swing at this guy. Because it'll take 2 counters for the soldier to get finished off. So, don't really have to worry about it. That guy will probably go down to poison and 1 more counter. Oh, he's going to go for fist. But yeah, so Giant Dad is basically a Dark Souls thing. There was this this build that was made as a joke forever ago. So, functionally speaking, what I did, there is a character editor that you can use that Rake put out a little while ago, that you can change your look to whatever you want. So the kind of mascot for this run was essentially Denham's head from Chapter 4, so your original main character, on top of, Giant Dad from Dark Souls there, because functionally speaking, it is the same build, where it's just this super tank, more or less, that's just running around using whatever skills are at its disposal, trying to juggernaut its way through everything while focusing on defense as little as possible. Well, that's the funny part. Focusing on self-preservation as little as possible while having ridiculously high defense, let's put it that way. Anyhow. So I had that guy set up as a kind of mascot, and then this character editor came out, so I gave him Barbas's sprite, while also retaining that original portrait that he gets in Chapter 4. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, then it most certainly didn't make sense. Alright, Empress card, that's pretty worthless for this run. Yeah, max MP won't really do much for us. Now, the nice thing about Drained Heart, most of the leaders have unusually high HP, so we can usually go for a quick heal while approaching them. Can mostly overpower everyone here, but the archers are getting to be a little bit of a problem. So I'm probably going to have to take a turn real quick to poison one of them. That will take him out in a while, then I just gotta deal with the Berserker on the right. We've got one more or less delete on somebody, so I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a couple steps this way. I'm gonna go ahead and take a heal off this one. Will I get more AC runs in the future? Yes. Yes, those are planned, and by the way, I'm planning to do a sort of tournament type thing for Formula Front again. Because there's a new rule set that I was thinking of trying a little bit ago. I, funnily enough, was watching the Marble Olympics, and just an idea came to mind for some things that could potentially work for Formula Front to make it actually fair. Because it's been the problem up to this point, that it's been interesting, but there's always that one, there's always that one frickin' meta build that shows up out of nowhere, and there's always a new meta, and regardless of how many times you try to squash that dang thing, it always comes back. But I do have an idea of a way to make it work. So, So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Essentially, kind of a way to make use of the full game, because it's meant to be balanced along having five team members, so that yes, there will be one or two metas in there, but there's not enough parts to make them all metas. So that's basically the kind of thing that we're gonna do. See, understood everything, not at all. Yeah, my wife tells me that a lot. It's like, I don't know what you just said, but I'm just gonna ignore you. It's just the weird way I talk. Alright. So yeah, as far as the rules for that one, they're not fully set in stone yet, but the way that I'm thinking... I was talking with Voctor the other day. So I'm thinking the way that we do it is it's going to be you build a full 5-man team. It's essentially going to be the full 5v5, but everyone's only fighting their particular slot. So there's going to be a little bit of strategy to setting up who goes in what order. And then from there, essentially there's going to be no part bans for that one. So all the cheapest crap you can think of is available, except again, 5-man team, and everyone can only get used once. They will fight twice. Each slot will fight twice, and essentially points will be counted up. It's 1 point to the winner, 1 point each in the case of a tie, and then the winner is just decided on points rather than anything else. Also, slot 5 has to be a blade build. Has to be a melee build. So yeah, that, like, aside from getting the actual multiplayer working, that seemed to be the best way to potentially handle it. So that's kind of the rules for now. Stuff may change down the road. I was thinking to put out an announcement for it in a couple days, maybe. So we'll see. Also, what must be hard? And yeah, I was just gonna go for Vance, but there's a strength card up there, and I want that sucker. There we go. Because yeah, at this point, that fairy keeps healing the golem, so we more or less have a reliable 75 heal whenever we want it. Actually, scratch that, because Ruination is kind of a hard counter to the TK. I forgot about that. Your wife doesn't understand you? Nah, she does. She usually just teases me that I talk weird. It's not all that bad. See, 5 tanks, 1 with blades. Got it. Yep. I mean, if that's what you want to go for. Alright, so yeah, bit screwed over by that silence there, but that's fine. Gives us a reason to fear spears, I guess. Actually, I forget if there's a silence ward on circlets. I need to double check that, because I think there is. Need to double check. Plunk. Plunk. Get a little bit of extra weapon training. We should be almost at rank 6, I think. Yeah, almost there. Now, you might be thinking, oh man, rank 6, what kind of awesome finisher are we gonna get? We get Cooper Belt. It's okay. It's exactly okay. Actually, Cooper Belt is just a move that we're never really going to use in this run. The reason is, it's basically a support move on a tank. It can be potentially useful if you've got other units supporting your TK. Basically what it does, it's essentially meant to be a reference to Clim Hazard from FFT, but it affects the 2 tiles in front of you, just basically launches a meteor at them, and it will reset the turn of whoever's there. Now, on a normal run, that would create a situation where, you know, your TK can't exactly get the full finish on somebody, so they more or less just lock them in place until somebody can come in and shut them down. The problem, when it comes to a solo run, however, is that they're still going to wind up with their turn ahead of yours. So, a little bit of an issue there. Now, I need to remember to pick up more mend leaves after this, too. Alright. But yeah, so, it's still kind of up in the air. There still might be a ban on tanks. We'll see. Like, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to just go and just allow everything. I will say that watching the Japanese tournaments, there were tanks available all the time. they were just fine. So hopefully we can be the same. We can be like them folks overseas. We can do it. We have the technology. All right. Go ahead and do I even have a? Yeah, there we go. I have an Illumina. I wasn't sure for a sec. Oh, thank you, Evan. Greatly appreciated. Oh, for 4. Dang. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Mans. So how's it going? How's it going with you? Alright, come on, block it. Oh, no. Don't get screwed by 25% again. No! Don't you do it! Okay, good. Bought a Macross jet figurine from Amazon. Looks amazing. But that's the question, can it fill your entire room with tiny missiles? That's how you really know that it's good. Alright, yeah, we're going to be just slightly too far to get a full heal off that guy. I was hoping to grab the card this turn, but that's fine. They should heal him this following turn. How do we progress here? Because right now we're in a little bit of a stalemate. We've got our healing golem over there. They're giving us our juices. All they need is to keep rolling 25%, because golems don't care about 25%. But either way, we get a full bar. We can almost, if we can get one hit off on Vance, then we're in good shape. Doing all right, and welcome back. Good to be back. We'll see what kind of cool shenanigans we can get up to. But yeah, it's been a crazy last few months. Say that much. Been a really crazy last few months. So let's see. I think the best choice here. There's not too much we can do about Vance right now. We don't have the damage to finish him off with one hit. I believe he's actually the tankiest fencer in the game. Now that's a problem. Good. Good, it missed. So we can still keep recovering. I was worried that we'd be back on the back foot again. Now, that longbow is probably the easiest target to take care of. So we'll go here. Now we can move one more step, actually. And if we're in any position to finish off that golem at some point, he's definitely the biggest damage threat right now. Alright. By the way, if anyone's wondering, this is using the character editor that Rakes recently put out. There's no other cheats active. It's literally just cosmetic stuff. So yeah. Let's see. Guessing like Dark Souls. What's your thought on the junk of Jedi Fallen Order? I've heard it was really good. I haven't really had the time to watch any run-throughs of it or anything yet, but I mean I've been hearing really good things about it. Like, supposedly it's what people were... Actually, I think the best way that somebody put it was that reality just collapsed in on itself. EA managed to make a good game. But yeah. I mean, Dark Souls, Star Wars sounds like something something a lot of folks would have dreamed of. Hopefully they don't suddenly announce microtransactions for it, is all I can say. Oh no, not again! Not again! Alright. Time to run away again, because Ruination is doing a pretty good job ruinating us right now. Yeah, just take the Illumina. We're going to have to go for a risk here. The problem is, if the Golem hits, we're just dead. Probably should have gone for a heal before anything else. Good, blocked it. I figure we have enough health to take both of the archers. But we don't have enough to take the Golem plus anything else. Those have decent odds of missing. Okay, actually that's perfect. I think that puts them out of range. Thank you, Archer. You're a big help. Because yeah, if that Golem would have hit, that would have been game over. Alright, perfect. Give him the suck. There we go. Nice good heals off that. I'm gonna just take a slow turn here. Please don't do anything big and evil. No, no, no. Miss, 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 miss. Oh, you suck. Let's see, it's really glitchy. Aw, that sucks. Well, I mean, at least they tried. At least it wasn't... Like, I've been here... Again, I'm pretty sure it can't be the end of the world, because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Like, a surprising amount of good things. Alright, so, one thing I want to check on here. We can't get Sound Sword, can we? No. But, can we... Does that come with Sound Sword? No. Yeah, it must be the hat that has Sound Sword. Well, I mean, that's fine. It's essentially one thing to watch out for. I don't suppose we want to go in with the light armor. Actually, might be the best way to do it. Because yeah, if we up our dodge, that'll give a roughly 30 to 40% chance to not get hit by Ruination. Make us a little bit faster. Gonna have a problem with the archers, though. Yeah, no, we're gonna stay tanky. All right, moving on then. Let's do this again. Yeah, once we get to the Balder tier, and once we get the first set of crafting stuff, that's when we can start doing a bit more damage. And yeah, Kashua is a pumpkin, because she is essentially a walking pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving here. There we go. She's gonna go do her thing, as you do. But yeah, I think probably... I think just like most of the folks that were that I kind of expected to tear apart Fallen Order were the ones that were kind of surprisingly promoting it. So that's more or less where a lot of those most of those opinions come from. Alright, she's getting punished a little bit harder this time. Okay, didn't get the stun though, so there's still a chance. So we're just going to go over here, pop up that strength. Actually, no. No, yeah, we'll go ahead and pop up the strengthen. I don't need the MP leaf. I put that up last time, but it doesn't look like it's going to be necessary. Since we're regenning fast enough for it to not be much of a problem. Tasty, tasty coffee. I'm still kind of on the fence on this. The other day I saw this peppermint creamer, and I just had to know. It's exactly alright. Wouldn't exactly recommend it, but it's not exactly bad. It's just kind of disappointing. Oh well. Alright. So, what else was I gonna say here? Oh yeah, so as far as other AC runs, there are still other ones in mind that I've been planning to do, like a completely overweight run, for example, of pretty much all the portable ones. Just kind of see if, just kind of see how it goes, because I've kind of done them off screen before, at least for 3 and SL. Actually, it was pretty fun for 3 and SL. It was a nice excuse to just use pursuit pods as your main weapon. Surprisingly viable, actually. Like, definitely more so than I ever would have figured. But yeah, if you didn't know, the pursuit pods, the ones that shoot out like 40 missiles or whatever, literally, they will do more damage if you just fire the pod at something than if you ever even just sit there and let every missile hit something. Because they're all technically just backed in there. Sorry about the cough. Alright, with decent enough odds, I don't want to leave an opening for him to run behind. So okay, we're going to try this a little differently. So last time... Oh man, actually last time we had a bit more time to take out the golem before the ferry arrived. We might have to take the finisher on the soldier then. Let's see, he's going to get countered. We're still running strengthen. Probably won't be enough to finish him off. Basically, what I should have done last time is probably just gone for the shackle on the ferry. So Thunder Beast has shackle on it. Basically, just disables them for about 5 turns. So we need to probably try and get that off. Yeah, probably go in, ignore the archers, kind of deal with the melee units as they come. Hope that parry ends up ranking up at some point. Again, I'm not really expecting to train that until I get a helmet, just because that'll give that extra parry rank to make it 5% more likely to actually proc. At which point it just keeps stacking. See, this map in the rain sucks unless you're not using archers. Yeah, right now the rain is giving a lot of cover. It's actually being very helpful. Sorry again. Yeah, it's being very helpful at the moment. But only for a little bit, because the rain will run out in a few turns. So you're gonna play more Last Raven? Well, I mean, enjoy suffering. Nah, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, not a fan of a lot of levels in that one. Like, to clarify, I love the format of Last Raven. I wish they would have done more of that. The problem is you can kind of tell where their budget constraints came in. Because how many frickin' times do you gotta go to that stupid power plant? I absolutely hate everything about that level. Like, literally the airstrip is the only part that's kind of okay, and even that manages to be annoying. Okay, you'll be here, don't yell. I'm not yelling that much. I'm just doing that exaggerated kind of yell thing. There we go. That's an excuse. Let's see. Yeah, if we go right there... Yeah, we can't really get in range to snipe that guy. What if we go for a heal off you? Nah, it's better off to go for that one. Puts him within finisher range, too. So yeah, our best bet seems to be to slowly slink our way forward. Actually, no, we're gonna run back here. We're gonna deal with that knight. She's gonna keep trying to attack. Unfortunately, actually, she's a sword build, though, so she's gonna be accurate. Work hard building that plant? Well, do it better! It's just like, you got the maze of doors. Every time that comes up, that's just... It's like, hey, we put a different order of doors. It's a whole new level. It's like, no, this is just annoying. I can't remember which door is what. So, that's always the opposite of fun. And then you got the bits with snipe and stuff outside, which I'm pretty sure we can all agree to a big ol' screw that. And, I mean, I guess the one for, like, eliminate, the ones where you, like, go and storm through the entire thing, those are okay. But it's literally absolutely everything else to do with that power plant, the other, like, 6 or 7 missions in there, that it's just like, man, can I just go hang out in an open field or some crap? This is just, See, to be honest, Last Raven could be my last favorite, but I get the level design and mission based on ranking, not much story in the missions, but it's all about how well you do. That's why they made Ninebreaker. Yeah, it's... my problem with Last Raven is largely that, like, every other game, they built the missions around the idea of, okay, somebody would need an AC for this. And then for Last Raven, they're like, okay, here's the situation, solve it with an AC, which, okay, that makes for a challenge, but it's not really... I don't know, it just feels like it's forced. Like, especially stuff like that, the ones where you gotta... Oh, you dick. The ones where you gotta run up and snipe, just, like, snipe anything, right? They had those in other missions, but their justification was always like, okay, you know, somebody just shot, like, a whole bunch of surprisingly slow-moving missiles at this thing. You guys are right next door, could you maybe go solve this problem for us? And okay, that I understand, but when they're saying something along the lines of like, okay, we got a bunch of our dudes over here, but we're worried that our snipey dudes can't snipe good enough, so we need somebody else to go do the sniping for them. Yeah, that was just bad positioning on my part. I should have moved left. Let's see. You're a normal mercenary trying to survive. Everyone wants to kill you. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Yeah, I mean, I understand that part. It's just... If they're going to go that route, they could have made it more compelling. There's definitely more stuff they could have done. Yeah, this is very doable. Like, we're not into the hard stuff yet. This is still the easy part, believe it or not. Once we get into Farampa, and especially getting the two-hander in Chariot. Actually, I never explained that earlier, did I? The whole reason that we're doing Farampa and doing this whole long setup with getting an elemental weapon early, getting end-game armor early, setting up the Terror Knight in a way like this, just basically over-leveling one class at a time when it's kind of dangerous to do so. The whole purpose is to be able to make it through Farampa. There's no other real reason for that. Because everything else we can just, by that point, we can just go to Tynemouth, adjust any level up as much as we need, really. So any kind of advantage that we really need. But when it comes to the TK, it's because we need Diebold to be at least level 28 when he ends up joining the team, which causes him to come in and give you the Sigmund, give you a full scale of full suit of Dragon Scale, or sometimes he comes in with a Dynamo Plate. So if you get a Worm Scale Helm, Dynamo Plate, and the Sigmund, you more or less have a position where you have an elemental weapon that you can augment up. You have a ton of extra damage, and that's more or less endgame damage that you can get off that. The whole reason that we're going to going through for Rampa is to up that even farther and get the Dragon Slayer. Basically, it's essential to making this run happen, because it's ridiculous damage, despite the fact that it carries like a 50% accuracy penalty on it. Actually, I think it's even like 60% accuracy penalty. So, despite all of that, it's still the strongest weapon in the game. And it has the highest bonus damage in the game, meaning that it's got the highest damage potential of the game, meaning that it can potentially one-shot anything if we set it up right. Let's see. The mindset of Last Raven is that you want to be on top, but the challenge takes away from the most interesting part that I find in AC did, building lore and world around you that you can wonder about. Last Raven is all about missions and evil plots. Yeah. That's what I was saying, like, Nexus did it better, is the thing. Like, they started the experimentation with, kind of, the plot adjusting to how you did and everything, and they did it in a more interesting way, too. Because they set it up in such a way where certain missions would only be available if you failed other ones, which is why they removed the option to load the game from the menu there, which I'm sure other folks that wanted their 100% rating like I did found really frustrating, but either way, they just did it better in that one. There we go. I actually managed to hit the mute that time for coughing. Sorry about not doing that sooner. Oof. Yeah, Aircell's not holding up too well this time either. But yeah, I feel if they had a mix of those two, it could have been a lot more interesting. And honestly, I kind of wonder if they were meant to be the same game at some point, because they do tend to tie into each other pretty tidily. And honestly, if it was if the two of them were side by side, I would say the mission variety would end up being a lot less of an issue. Because yeah, with LR, it's just most of the missions are here's one really challenging thing. And that's kind of just it. It's like the challenging thing is usually the entire gameplay. Like there's really not much that whole mission with the like the helicopters and grabbing stuff out of the desert, despite being potentially one of the more interesting like if this then that type scenarios. Also, hang on, that's not what I meant to do. I was meaning to attack this guy. Can't be affording to go on autopilot now. But yeah, and actually that's the one exception, Mr. Cryptic there, that I'm talking about here. The one where you gotta go recover cargo, I think it was. It's like, if you show there the first time, somebody's trying to steal it, but if you show up the second time, they're like, okay, the cargo's already gone, somebody laid a trap. If you ignore it again, that's the one where you end up just finding only the trap and Evangel, who is basically using that trap against you. So it's like it's cool from that perspective, and like, okay, you go back in retrospect and it's like, oh, here's all these, all these interesting things that are actually going on, but they don't spell out any of it. It's just yeah, it just comes off as, I don't know, kind of haphazard on the first maybe dozen times through, and then you start piecing it all together, and it's like, oh, there was actually a good bit of stuff going on here, but man, they sure as hell didn't let you know about it. The recovery cargo mission was so bad? Yeah. Yeah, like, the mission design in general is just kind of iffy. There's too many completely interior ones where you can't really maneuver and you just kind of gotta know where everything is. There's too many enemies that are just kind of overpowered for the sake of just being, overpowered. Like, I think the best example is when one of those power plant raids. Like, you go in there, And okay, the shield guys are just there to be annoying. They're not really going to be much of a threat. But then you gotta have all the flamethrower guys around every corner. Which, I just want to point out. in the game, sure. Like, they would be a practical defensive thing for that particular instance. Because in the game, their fire does not affect anything else. In a more practical solution, though, you're in a power plant. Why would you have a thing filled with fuel that could blow up in a hallway that you need people going through, or could ignite something else, or could cause some kind of other problems? Like, it would be absolutely catastrophic to have that thing there. And yet, there it is, just kind of hanging out. I don't know. I feel like they could have, like, maybe, I don't know, put up a wall or something? Let's see. Kind of sucks about the mix of challenges from Ninebreaker, breaking blocks, running into the place, avoiding heat. Yeah. Like, in my opinion, Ninebreaker, the best part about that was the randomized arena. That thing was awesome. Like, whatever way you slice it, that crap was amazing. Just because he wound up with some hilarious builds, like this guy comes in with like a sniper rifle and a parry blade. They're like, yeah, he's a rank A, and somehow threatening with that, so... Because, you know, we gave him the good AI and some cheats. It's not perfect by any means, but it's still really cool. Right, so let's go for Operation Shackle in a moment here. Depends on... do we need the heal? Yeah, he's got his Ruination, so we might as well top off. Actually... no, we can just take her out. So this is what I was talking about with Thunder Beast being useful for sniping some casters early on. So he's going to attack. We're going to be locked in. Thankfully that got blocked. Cheats feels good, man. Well, I mean, sometimes. It's not an always kind of thing. Most of that randomized arena actually doesn't use cheats at all, and many of them can come in with completely jank builds. There was actually this stream TBM was doing a while ago, in which he had one that I think came in with, I think it was only the 5-shot parry blade and, like, some decoys. There was another time when it just came in with an overweight build of some description. Like, you just get all kinds of bizarre jank in there. It's just fun to play around with. The challenges could be interesting, but let's be honest, it's not a series that's good for platforming, and for some reason they really, really insisted on using platforming for a lot of things. That one actually kind of blows my mind a little bit. If anybody knows why they're so insistent on using platforming for everything, let me know, because I'd be curious. Boy. Makes me feel selfish there. One new AC game with realistic graphics. I mean, if you're really that excited about Robobots, man, just go play Nier Automata. That's technically a robot. Just have yourself some fun with that. But, alright. Alrighty. Let's go for the Phalanx. We're still out of range of that Ruination. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to take advantage of that to keep on leeching these ones, and then go take out that Archer. Because that would end up taking away some of their passive offense. Don't like Nier? First Nier or new Nier? Because they're kind of a bit different. Like, I'll be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the games in terms of playing them. They're a hell of a thing to watch, though. But then again, I guess I could say the same thing about Death Stranding. That I watched the hell out of that, but... well, I guess I technically couldn't really afford to play it either. Don't really have the spare cash on hand for that. Ah, could have rolled the parry. Alright, this is starting to look a little bit dicey. I think best bet might actually just be Poison Mist here. Because what I'm looking at, he's gonna run up and use his finisher, I know that. Unless for some reason he spawned without the skill, no. So, he's in range, he's gonna use that finisher, that's gonna take about 70. If these all hit, then we're in a little bit of trouble. Right. Unlikely to self-hit here. But that would weaken them all. We have 2 archers to worry about. If they crit, then it's a problem, but they don't have finishers. Now, if I slow him, it probably won't be enough. What about stun? Yeah, that's only 49% chance. Stagger. If we go for this, we get the heal. Alright, we're just gonna go for this. Please don't self-weaken. Ah. Alright, that's problematic. If I didn't get poisoned, they're all poisoned. Block, of course. Low health, I'm gonna get hit by those 25%, because why not? Yeah, there he goes for that one. Okay, now, come on. Missed 3 in a row. Good, there's one. Come on, miss it. Good. She's really likely to hit... What? Interesting. Okay, for some reason she just decided not to attack. Alright, we're weakened at the moment, so there's not really even much of a reason to attack, but we're functionally attacking while not attacking. Currently silenced, all we can really do is pop out this Mend Leaf. So what's the chance to stagger if they are stunned? It's 2 individual chances to hit, which I believe it's like, give or take 60 to 80% in this case. Oh, come on with your 25%, man! This is not the time for that! Please miss. Oh, come on now. Come on now! Yep, rip. Thanks, 25%! That's frustrating. Okay. I know what I need to do, though. Because I need to throw those out earlier. That's the funny part, though. Every new fight, we're going to get that much closer to this not being an issue. So what I need to do, first of all, as far as setups go, we should be alright. Let me double check that there's nothing we can... There's the chosses we need. The Vit we need. Because right now, mixed with everything else, that's about as good of a tank setup as we're going to get. 25% of the time it hits every time? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that one friggin' lizard man. That guy just did not care. Like, lizard men and golems do not care about 25%. Alright. Technically speaking, I could just do this. Slap. Get some TP out of that first turn anyway. Let's see, did you hear about the earthquake? Got to feel it as well this far. I saw that California was on fire. I didn't see anything about an earthquake. What happened there? I mean, obviously an earthquake happened there, but what's the story? California's on fire? Yeah, I know, what a surprise, right? It's been 5 minutes since the last time they were on fire. Alright, so, first order of business, we're going to go over here. Pop up that side... no, we don't need a sidestep. We do need a dodge, though. See, it was in Albania, magnitude 6.4. Holy crap. How are they doing? Kind of makes me think of this one time when I was living in California that there was this earthquake a couple towns over, and they ended up hearing on the news like, oh, nobody was injured except for one person at a store that dropped a jar of pickles on their foot. It's like, what a lame way to get injured out of a earthquake of all things. What happened to you? Like, oh, I was hit in the face with a friggin' tree and somehow survived it. But now I'm looking slightly like a pancake. What about you? Oh, I just dropped some pickles on my foot. But anyway, how severe was it in your place? Goodbye, Aircell. Wasn't that severe? Well, fine. I guess it wasn't that severe then. Alright, let's remove this little rodent from the world. Get our bandit marks. Not that we're ever going to use them, but, you know, they're there. There is a sea that divides Italy from Albania. Oh. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alrighty. Alright, 25% that actually missed. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? Like, people complain about XCOM RNG. Like, how often does 25% screw you in this one? Alright, yeah, go for the stagger, I guess. Realistically, I probably should go for the poison mist, but I'm waiting for that other guy to get closer. Your south place? My miss, good. Alright, if he's starting to throw out granite fists, then we're just gonna have to weaken him down. Yeah, poison and weaken tends to sort out the problem with those golems pretty good. Unless we go for a finisher on him. Nah, okay. Let's go for the mist. Okay, they're gonna fly forward, they're gonna get hit. Come on, oh come on. You've got max dodge, sir. Understand how max dodge works. Like, for what it's worth, I guess it's a realistic system at any rate. Berserk. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, Mr. Smokey. Yeah, that took like... The weaken took about 10 off of his damage there. Alright, we should be able to outright squish this guy. Yep, he's gone. Smush. Mr. Man went smush. Okie doke. So, Vance is coming around the right. See, these kinds of situations are kind of one of the reasons that I was considering routing two-handed katanas into this whole thing. Because those kind of have that added benefit that whenever you see somebody getting a finisher, you can run up, just take a swing, take some of their TP off, and all's well and dandy. So, pretty handy when that happens. But, I probably should have made more use of Poison Mist last time. Slightly more liberal usage. Let's see, 63. Yeah, just take the heal off this guy. I want to try to stay away from Vance as long as possible so he's not taking any extra swings. I want to try to use the next finisher on the fairy. As we know, a Strengthen plus Thunder Beast will take her out. Which will prevent their regenerating, which will allow me to just Poison Mist everything, which I should have done last time. But then got cut off by that second golem, and then got stuck in an awkward position, and overall, I'd say probably about 2 out of 10. Didn't really go that great. Would probably not recommend. At least not for not until they get some patches out on that particular situation. You know, life needs to have that new being able to phase through people patch. Alright. Tasty coffee. Please miss. Of course not. Of course you crit. Why wouldn't you? 39 there, 39 there. 77 there, though. Give me that tasty heal. Yum. Tastes like rocks. How do you drain something that has no heart? I don't really know. I guess that's one of those notes that I appreciated about Tome, that every time there was an ability that specifically referenced anatomy, they always made sure to put in, like, or whatever their equivalent would be. Like, one of them was, like, rogues and Grot Wire. They're like, oh, they go for the throat, or whatever the vital points would be on that particular thing. I'm not really sure what vital points a frickin' tornado has, but, you know, you can literally choke out a tornado. That game's weird. It's amusing. Alright, so we need that fairy going. Funny part is, this is usually around the point in the game when I went and just sat in one place and ranked everything up to rank 8. Alright, so we can almost get in range for a Thunder Beast. This knight kind of screwed us here, though. So what I need... I'm just going to go grab the heal off this one. So your HP and MP are refilled, but you're still hungry. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, we're going to try to just circumvent it. I'm going to face him this way, so hopefully the golem decides to go back where Vance is. I would assume the fairy will probably move around towards the middle there. Yeah, there we go. He's taking it. He's taking the bait! And he's missed! There's a chance. Not this next round, but probably the turn after. Alright, never mind. That just went out the window. Because that guy has to have knockback on his bow. Rude. Alright, crossbow. I need to remember to take advantage of that. That's, I haven't been taking advantage of the fact that the crossbow can't fire through these guys. I need to keep positioning around them. Alright, we can get a 74 off this one, or a 60 off this one. Doesn't matter, as long as somebody gives me a heal. There we go. Good tasty heals. Now, let's go here. Yeah, I want to go here so that they stick behind me. Even if it takes an extra round to get through. It's just awkward positioning right now, dude, that phalanx. Dang it, Knight! Why'd you have to do it? Why did you do this? Thanks, 40%. It's what, 4 or 5 times in a row now? And yes, I will forever whine about those low percentage hits. That's kind of the meat of this run, let's be honest. Where's my parry? Why's my parry not going? Oh, funny note, by the way. Parry doesn't always need to proc in order to train. For whatever reason, sometimes you'll just either block or something will just hit you and it'll still give you a parry proc. So either parry failed or whatever else, it still went. Please miss. Oh, you dick. Why did you have to have it at that time? I don't suppose you're inexplicably weak all of a sudden. Well, I mean, one could dream, right? Well, if I don't take the item heal at this point, then we're basically just screwed. Man, that ruination, though. What a weird cog in the plan, or what a weird stick in the cogs here, you know? Okay. Please miss. Okay. As long as those low percents stop hitting, and as long as they stop having such long movement. Alright. Well, that went well. Alright, let's... I need to remember to pick up Squash, too. And that's another one that used to be really worthless in vanilla, and is actually pretty strong in this one. So Squash actually comes on a few units. Comes on Warriors as well. I think we're just going to say screw it and take... No, but I need those extra levels for the Vice fight. Okay, so to explain why I'm whinging about this, right? Why I keep going for this. What we have here, we've got Zaydmore here with that fight. We've got Lake Bordeaux with that rando ninja guy. He can just be one shot, so no real big whoop there. And then we've got Vice on Tynemouth Hill. So, when it comes to the Vice fight, basically it just involves carving a bunch of stuff down, but we're going to need a level advantage to pull it off with a TK. As you do. As you do. So, I don't really want to grind up the TK on Tynemouth Hill later, because it's a really bad spot for that class. So, what we're going to do... It might actually be worth taking one random fight to get a little bit of an advantage so we're not running into as many problems. Obviously, it's... Oh, you know what? I am overlooking something very obvious here. Where is it? Do I have some mead? Yes. Okay, you know what? I've got 7 of them suckers. I am doing a real dumb here. It's impossible, so you'll never finish it, right? Not true. Not true. It's supposed to be impossible. I think even Rake said it was impossible. but I think it's possible, because I've got a very specific route through this entire thing. Again, past this, like, once we get to Chapter 3, it's a breeze. It just gets, like, from Chapter 2 to 3, it gets easier and easier until we run into a brick wall in Chapter 4. And breaking through that wall is essentially what most of the routing for this is. So, I did something really stupid here. Right? Because I keep looking at this and thinking, oh, you know, I need to up my strength here. I completely forgot one of the first items you get in the dang game, which is you can get people drunk and then you hit them real hard. So, Minecraft is harder? Oh, yeah. I mean, technically, a game that didn't have an ending for, like, 6 years is definitely going to be harder. So, first off, I need the numbers rolling my way. Second of all, I missed something really simple, because they only have one unit that can use Dispel. I'm not even sure that fairies can use Dispel. Let me check. No, they do have Dispel, and my god, all their moves are so cheap. Anyway, so... try hard mode? Yeah, no, I like hardcore mode. It kind of sucks that the console versions don't have it, but you can more or less just do that yourself. You just delete your save file when you're done. But yeah, I unironically like hardcore mode for Minecraft. It's pretty fun. So, here's what I need to do. I need to get a strengthen going. This strengthen, provided that he's not dispelled, and so basically as long as a unit has to be healed, they will not dispel. However, dispel is always their default, unless they can do a decent amount of damage with a attack move. So, it'll essentially just go in priority of heal, attack, remove buff. So, essentially, if either of those two conditions are fulfilled, they will not dispel that strengthen. That needs to stay on. We need to get close to Vance. We need to throw a breach on him. That's what that meat is for. And then we essentially need to have a full bar, and then that should just one-shot him. I can't believe I missed the friggin' trick I've been using this whole time. Man, I am a moron sometimes, I swear. Alright. So there we go. We're already up to 100. We should be able to shackle stomp that fairy. I need Aircell to crit kill the fairy? No. She won't be able to do it. She's running a short bow. Her best damage is like 80 or so. The fairy can heal that. So she's more or less just running distraction up there right now. Any damage she does not stick. Like, she literally cannot do enough damage to actually get out of that fight. In vanilla, yeah, she could friggin' crit kill every single one of them, and in some cases, I kid you not, she actually managed to kill the entire team before I even got there. But, you know, that's vanilla. Bows were a bit OP. Alright, he's gonna go steal our bandit marks. What a douche. Alright. Actually, probably one more thing I could do to speed this up, because the very first time I did pretty alright just due to the fact that I took out that first golem. So I think to make it easier, what we're gonna do... You douchebag. Don't need to be getting hit by a breach right now. Rip. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and use the first one of those on this guy. The Dynast King! Man, that line is so pompous, it's hilarious. Alright, there we go. So, Crossbow Lady's still way up there. We're probably seeing another round or two before she does stuff. I'm putting myself in a position here where I have to fight that golem, which is going to be fine. Actually, yeah, even with all that, the finisher should make use of that breach. So the thing is, even his basic attacks cannot get through the golem's regular defenses right now, so he's not getting any bonus damage. So, oh well. Now, can you do it? That's almost a one-shot. Alright. Well, either way, we know for a fact that he was doing 200. So he was doing like 230-something advance, so yeah, the breach method will certainly sort him out. So what we're going to do, we're going to... Actually, no, we're going to run over here, we're going to take a heal. And we're going to try to get close to Vance, because that method will work. See, Dorgy runs a microbrew now that he's retired from being a king/ogre. True. True, true, true. I like this new lore. See, I love the kind of background implications that are always there if you think about it. Because, okay, I was mentioning this in the standard vanilla solo run, but, okay, think about it like this. You know how they have that silver transfer system in this one? Like, the implication seems to be that they had Roderick in the original game, right? He was there, just, like, he lost, but he had all these cool techniques and everything. And so, so yeah, ultimately he just, you know, he was just teaching them to everybody. But then Dorgy goes down there, right? He ends up just hanging out with him for a while. They just become best friends, and then he just, you know, presumably double kills Mr. Roderick. Goes and silver transfers all his stuff over to his units, and now suddenly everyone's got finishers. Just saying, you know, implications. Alright, so, if we get the breach, we should be able to do it. So, how close are we right now? So, 295. Like, he just needs a slight nudge to get into one-shot territory. So, as long as the fairy doesn't dispel or heal this, which they should just go for the standard heal here. We're covered from the left. Yeah, he's going for the close range. Okay, perfect. I think this is the win here. Let's see, Rake's Brews Mead. Is Rake's... He brews mead? Really? I didn't know that! I gotta ask him about that. Because, yeah, that whenever there's celebrations, my brother and I find mead, because it's supposed to be like a cultural thing where... I mean, like, I don't really know anything about the country that I'm technically from, other than it's super into medieval stuff, but yeah, like, whenever, like, when I had my, my 21st birthday, we got these, like, ram horns and drank meat out of them at a strip club, so, yeah, it was pretty awesome. Alright, there we go. We got full bar, we got, strengthen, we got weaken. Oh, you better not run, you dick. You better not run. You pansy, get back here. Man. But yeah, that is the one shot. So there we go. Let's see, prevent reactor meltdown or shut down energy plant, which is less annoying. Bashing your head against a wall is less annoying in that particular instance. So what we're going to do here, because we got dicked over real hard by that guy getting a double turn somehow. So we get 77 on that one. He should attack if we go here. If we go here, survive a turn. Yeah, he should be just shy. As long as both golems don't hit. We've got a 60% chance to pull this off, then. So he was making sauerkraut yesterday? Where are you getting this info? Is this on his Twitter or something? How do I not know this stuff? And then again, he probably doesn't want me stalking him there too, because I'm pretty much always on the One Vision Discord. Okay, come on. No. Okay, you stay there. Miss. Okay, at least he didn't get the knockback that time. Okay, good. Come on, survive. Survive. Vance might go for the ripple, which will kill. Gah! Alright. Alright. Either way, we have the answer though. So we don't need anything else, we just need for him to not get a random double turn. So you mentioned in one of the other channels of the NG Plus Discord? Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I'm assuming it's over over on the modder section. Yeah, I've seen that he's on there sometimes. I try not to bug him anywhere, but messages in the Discord. Because I know he probably doesn't want to get that many questions. Gotta get overwhelming. Alright. Do that. Get her removed out of the fight early, so they're not all aggroing this way. But yeah, in that case, See, I would say that maybe I should just go ahead and run forward. But the problem is then we'll get completely locked in by the golems. Because left route has almost no movement. The right route has the most movement despite having the most water tiles. Like, it's got a little river running through it, but you can usually hop over a lot of those places. And the nice thing about those kinds of water tiles, the TK can't learn Wade, so it can't get knocked into water. But also, you can take advantage of these corners, like right here. Or, not right there, what am I saying? Like right here, where you have situations where they're blocked off from one side, but they can hop over to the other. Basically prevents them from being locked in that direction. So there we go. Let's go do this thing. Trying to figure out why that one turn was so slow, though. Because he is about at his slowest configuration right now, up until we get helmets anyway. I know when I was doing this fight in my last test run, I'd gotten a lucky helmet drop at Tynemouth. But yeah, it shouldn't be making that big of a difference. Like right now, the extra dodge from the leggings is worthwhile anyway. Alright, take out this little douche. He's gonna barely survive because he's a douche. Come on, miss. Like, the longer that she delays them up there, though, she may not be able to kill them off or anything, but the longer she keeps them occupied, the more time we have to deal with these two. That's the big difference of that first time. She just kept rolling good over and over and over. And the only reason I want to take out this guy is just because of that passive damage off the crossbow. They've got pretty decent dex and agility, so they're going to be getting pretty consistent damage. Probably just go for the Poison Mist this time around. And just poison the gremlin, poison and weaken the golem. Right. There is an opening to break through right now. But yeah, there's an opening to pull this off really well. Yeah, if that rolls, so it did roll. We've got the two that we want passing over on the right there. We need to go this way. We've got to take a slightly less accurate attack on this guy, so this might not finish him. Come on, please hit. Perfect. So he's poisoned and weakened. We look over this way, so he decides to hopefully go back there. Okay. Well, I mean, he's still running only Rampart 1, so we're still fine. Part of it also is, I believe that first time they spawned in with great bows instead of long bows. It's a slight adjustment, but it's enough to make a difference at this level. Okay. So our meter's a good bit of the way up now. And those two are distracted. Aircell is still out there. The problem is, I can't actually go for the trick until I know for a fact that Aircell's dead. Which sounds messed up, but I can't let her have any experience here. Okay, so perfect. I think she did her job to a T. I don't know why I'm doing hand gestures here when, you know, it doesn't really make sense to do so, but oh well. Come on, block it. Good. I need her to last one more round. Because I need Vance to run forward, I need to breach. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Those two will take 2 turns to arrive. No, it wasn't supposed to be this way. Yeah, totally was, dude. Totally was. This was exactly the plan, actually. Actually, this is going better than I would have thought. So, we go over here. Go for the Drain Heart heal. Because the fairy's probably going to try to heal somebody else. We might not even need to use the breach in this case. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, even using Poison Mist might be enough to help sort out that problem. Okay, could have appreciated a block there, but it's alright. It's a little bit more TP. I can't get on the tiles next to him right now. Alright. Yeah, they're going for the heal on that guy. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Please miss. You dick. Okay. So, 258. If we can... Yeah, we can't get next to him at the moment, but we can drop a breach. Which shouldn't be their priority to heal right now. We should have enough health to survive. I'm putting myself into a risky spot here, though. Because we're only at 2/3. Okay, good. He's right there. He took a short move. Hopefully he doesn't get a double... Does he get a double turn? I don't think so. Okay, we've got full bar. We've got breach. They shouldn't... Okay, that one archer's got pushed back, but he's got no angle to move him out of position, so yeah, no, this is a win. This is a win. We got it. Not as much training as that first time, but still, it's fine. And I keep looking at this setup of units right here, and just keep imagining the end game setup here. Because this is exactly a Grand Cross kind of thing. So Grand Cross also scales damage. It's like maybe 15% less powerful than Sonic Blade. But man, oh man. Okay, can I get to his side or something? I'm really not liking that it's 80%. Don't you dare miss this. Good. I was gonna say, if it rolls at 19, Disco Unavenged, well, I mean, at least you saved most of your team, man. At least you saved most of them. I love how he switches over to his default thing for just this part. He just, like, slapped off his armor and it turned blue for a second. He just ripped off the plate so he could put his neck down. Again, I failed. No, this is the one time you succeeded. This was the one timeline. Doctor Strange over in the background just holding up his finger. This was the one. Oh, man. You know, I was never into comics that much, but, man, I love that scene. Alright. Let's save that. Just make sure we're not missing any of this stuff. Alright, there we go. So there we go. The next ones should be easier because we're actually getting a legit level advantage. Right now we're still just running crappy equipment. Once we get up to Baldur, it'll be a very different story. Again, those couple of extra points in resistance are really helping a lot, though. So, okay, we go to Bordeaux. Should be no trouble whatsoever. There we go. Love how his health's at 333. He is exactly half evil. Okay. So Genzo is very squishable. So we got a massive advantage here. We're going to go ahead and put Casual way up here to attract all those, well, everybody's, so that they can take her out. Actually, with this one, the main challenge is getting her dead before the leader does. Not exactly, but oh well. So all we need is a Strengthen and about 150 TP, I'd say. 150 to 175-ish. Should be enough to finish him off. He's got pretty low defenses. He's running basic armor. Doesn't have Brigandine yet. So yeah, he's just running a robe and a couple pointy sticks. He's fine. Comes in with a Ring of Vigor, though, so that does reduce incoming damage a decent chunk, but it's not going to be enough to help in this case. He doesn't really even have healers, I don't believe. Let me double check. Okay, he's got one cleric, but that won't be enough to bring him back from the dead, so, alright. But anyway, yeah, with the vigoring change that came in a while ago, he might be able to... we might need more bar. We'll see. Get out of here with your Shadow Bind. The plus side is we can go use Casual for TP now. But yeah, thankfully he decided to bring himself way up to the front. This fight can be kind of difficult if he decides to run backwards, but it's one of those thanks Matsuno kind of things, where he just decides to run forward with his ultra squishy class. Smush. Sweet 0 defense you got there, pal. The funny part is, even in vanilla, where ninjas are pretty overpowered, he still has practically no defense at this point. So there's no reason whatsoever for him to be doing what he does. Coming in with his diet summons. Now we should have Thunder Beast available, so we should be able just to finish him off with that. Yeah, it looks like a 3-tile thing right behind that rock. Don't think there's any way they can get to that tile too. And every archer that hits is just a little bit more damage. So come on, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, they blocked off Sonic Blade, but that's fine. We still have Thunder Beast. It's perfectly fine. And I think we should be able to finish off Vice before I have to get going. Because I basically have until the kiddos get up, and it looks... Yeah, no, they're still down at the moment. They haven't started stirring yet, which is kind of unusual because they've been getting up a little bit earlier lately, but Anywho, as soon as they start moving, I'll probably give the 15-minute warning. But let's go ahead and Thunder Beastify this guy. Hello, Mr. Dude, goodbye. And that quote has never been more fitting. It's like, oh man, I don't get it, that dude's frickin' shooting lightning bolts. Doesn't make any sense. All he knows is muscles. Have you ever pumped iron so hard that you shot lightning? And there we go, Ring of Vigor. So that thing is frickin' strong. So if you want to be a mega tank, that's when you get that Ring of Vigor. Now, ROV is nice. Like, it's a 5 boost to Vit. It'll reduce incoming damage by a lot, but we're not actually going to use that yet. Reason being... Ooh, I think I'm going to pick up Shadow Break. Do I have anything to replace with it, though? Poison Ward, maybe. That's a lot of points, though. But yeah, those will be a problem in the next fight. Alright, I'm going to save before picking up Shadow Break, and see if we actually need it. Because I wasn't actually running Shadow Break last time, so we'll see. Last time I also wasn't power leveling the TK nearly as much as I planned to this time. Alright, so we'll see if shadows are a bigger problem than poison. So let's go handle Vice. I remember to save, right? Hope so. Frickin' hope so! Do-do-do-do-do. It's all quiet and stuff. As Cashua contemplates what patch of dirt seems the most comfortable to plant in. And unfortunately, yeah, Boss Vice does not turn into, does not change his sprite. I currently have him set up to be a bit of a different thing. He's kind of supposed to look like his dad, but oh well. So let's go ahead and put Cashua up there. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and do this. The choices with her are basically either free TP or move aggro to this particular spot. So, with level advantage, we might be able to one-shot him. I'm going to start that off. I'm going to start off going that way. Might be the easier way to handle this. Alright, there she goes. Alright. So let's go ahead and throw the Breach. Because if we throw up Strengthen, he's probably just going to go and get that removed immediately. But if we throw up the Breach, then we should be able to still get a decent chance here, because they're going to need a good bit of healing in just a sec. Ooh, right, they're running a Spear. Interesting. I forgot the Chaos route is actually updated. Okay, no bind, that's good. Doing only 40, that's less good. Wop's doing a decent chunk. Block, good. Alright, heals shouldn't go towards the leader right now. Yeah, there we go. Nice thing about leaders having more health is you can chip away more of it before they target them for healing. Alright, we're past 100 now. Block, please. Good. Oh, parry. Good to see you, parry. Alright, looking good there. Now, what does this look like? That looks like it might be a win. Yes. There we go. And that is Vice done in 2 turns. On solo 1 vision, there we go. It's just enough damage. Just enough. Because, yeah, Breach, especially on bosses, is really freaking strong. Also, apparently, it makes you unfaithful to fight back against the guy that's trying to freaking kill you. How about that? So unfaithful, you guys. So unfaithful. Okay. There's... Well, I mean, there's not really much I can update here. I don't really know why I'm looking at it. Yeah, 240 for the next slot, so that's going to be a little ways off. Now, as far as denims look, by the way, I'm just going to update that every single time. Rip Vice no longer besties. Yeah, I know. Who would have thought bisecting somebody would make them slightly upset? Alright, now, I don't know if anyone remembers this from a couple of years ago, but does anybody remember that one run where it was essentially Felicia and Denim just, like, friggin' tag-teaming this entire group? Because it's basically going to be that times 11. Alright, except this time it's going to be Kashua gets friggin' eaten in order to replenish TP. Smush. There we go. Funnily enough, these escape dialogues are the only ones you can't skip. Kind of odd, but oh well. Now, I'm assuming there must be some Japanese reason as far as why you're essentially called unfaithful, despite the fact that Vice tries to straight up murder you. But yeah, not to mention, like, it could not be more justifiable to fight back there, because it's like, what exactly happens? Because like, oh, you know, they're not friends anymore. What happened? Well, I mean, he was totally on board for a genocide, but I wasn't. And then he tried to murder me for not being on board with a genocide. Oh man, you're a terrible person! How dare you not be best friends now? You can't let a little thing like, what is it, like 5,000 like casualties get in the way of your best friend? Alright, so the nice thing about Chaos Route is we can also show off how to get past some of the unit improvements that Rake's made. So they will all spawn in with non-default equipment. So these are all custom put together, so like for example the double claws and all that kind of thing, as well as having rings, so they're actually a decent bit tougher. Alright, I think we're gonna throw out a poison mist and back off here. Because with that level advantage, magic scales very well. Their main... they even have a healing element, now that I think about it? I don't think so. We might actually just be able to kite these guys. So the Knights are going to throw out Phalanxes, that's fine. They're going to throw out Cleanses, but that's not going to get rid of their Weaken. None of these guys should be running finishers except for Pharrell. So Pharrell is an absolute beast. Even with Weaken, even with Strengthen, possibly even with Fear, it's not going to be enough to actually one-shot him. So it's going to take a little bit of a while. We got to actually get rid of his support for this one. I feel like I'm giving like a Metal Gear briefing for each one of these things. Gotta go take out the support network so you can get to the friggin' barricade snake. Okay, well, I mean, you want to put that down there. That's perfectly fine by me. Okay, we can't do another poison, but we can... feels like a shame. You know what? I don't have any anti-poison, so makes sense to get rid of her. I'm gonna let myself get surrounded here. They're gonna attack from all three sides. Basically gonna let myself get surrounded, hoping that one of them will drop a shadow in between them, which will allow for detonating said shadow, which will allow for absolutely crushinating them. Perfect. Your mission has a deeper meaning than that. The creepy doll babies were secretly about politics or something. Man. It's weird, the kinds of stuff that that people try to get way too into. It's like there was this article a while ago. They're like, oh man, Death Stranding was secretly critical of the current administration and things like that. And I kid you not, their whole logic behind the thing was they said that having everybody divided is a bad thing, so therefore they're critical of them. It's like, dude, that's kind of just an objective fact. It's not critical. It's like, if your people are doing that, then maybe they're just dicks. Has that crossed your mind, maybe? But either way, it was just weird to see those articles coming out when the game came out. It's like, dude, the entire thing is literally just about togetherness. I watched it. Also, surprisingly, Conan O'Brien's in it. Did you know that? Like, he's literally just a guy that makes a joke about otters. he's just there to make otter puns. It's amazing. Gameplay's not for everyone, that's for sure, but man, it's a cool thing. It's definitely a cool thing. I love that it exists. Okay, so Shadow Break makes her go boom. There we go, eventually. I mean, kind of barely survived it, but there we go. We'll waste an attack on 1 health. Ooh, and we got our rank up. Alright, so next order of business... we need these casty type folks gone, because they're the biggest threat right now. The melees can do as much damage, but we can resist them. The casters, we cannot resist. They're going to do long-range damage, they're going to do accurate damage, they are threatening. And yeah, their accuracy is probably their most threatening thing. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Of all the stuff that's come out recently, gotta say I've been most excited for Outer Worlds and AoE 2 DE, because they re-released AoE 2 yet again, and it's mostly because my brother and I used to play that a while ago. Like we played it as kids, and then we were playing it when HD came out, and now DE is out, which looks pretty freaking awesome. And surprisingly, it's only like $20. So was considering considering to put that together and just get it for both of us for Christmas. Alright, there we go. Wizard Man go smush. Now we need to start moving this way. Actually, we want to move here. That way we can use some Shadow Break action. I'm getting a little low on health, so I'm gonna have to get some health off one of these guys pretty soon. So Shadow Break's gonna hit one of them. I forget if they can move past their own shadows. I don't think they can. But either way, that should sort out that knight pretty good. Like, the nice thing about Shadow Break is just its movement utility, because you're functionally getting rid of an obstacle, plus also doing a ton of damage in one go. But yeah, we're getting really low on health here. Oh, that's not great. In fact, if we can possibly go for the snipe on Pharrell, it might be the only slight option that we have. Oh, come on now. Dude, you're a tank with a heavy shield and a spear. Why do you get a double turn? What is that? The TK is just that slow, by the way. It's tied for the slowest class in the game. Like, it's got a lot of potential. But, oh boy. Oh boy, does it not hold up speed-wise. And, unfortunately, until we get some higher tier stuff, I can't really afford to go vest and legs. Because that's probably the best way to go for this one, just because he needs that extra evasion. Not to mention it's 4 less weight, so it's a decent chunk of extra speed. It's like 1 less piece of equipment on you. But yeah, it's not super great. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna run out here. We're gonna put on dodge and strengthen. Probably take a similar route to before, instead of having him attack that first round. Rain is mostly taking care of the range stuff until they get finishers. Unfortunately, all of them are running finishers now because this is now the updated hotness for the Chaos route. I believe they were still rank 1 in vanilla, but they are now rank 2. So there's that. Actually, no, just hit him. Whatever. Had to defend the train, not destroy it. Oh man, there's a really good one like that. Okay, with Last Raven, did you ever have that issue where, like, you just kept doing run after run after run, and then got a little bit mixed up with that one where you're supposed to defend the bridge, and it just says target on bridge? It's just like, no, what are you doing? That's the wrong thing. Like, well, why would you put target on it then? What do you think I would do? I know it's one of the first ones, but man. Like, who decided that needed to be that way, you know? Alright, so we're gonna probably step right here. Should prevent any unfortunate moving incidents. Thank you, 25%. That's greatly appreciated. Protect transport train I was rushing. Yeah. Yeah. Only AC problems. The one that gives the rock 4. I mean, your absolute vaporizer pistol. Let's get your dual rock 4s, all your problems are solved. I do love how they always hide those, hide the occasional part in a thing you're supposed to be defending, though. That's such a dick move, but they always put it in there. So you got the one in Silent Line, you got the one in the original AC, I believe you had one in MOA. That's 40%, thank you for your crit, ma'am. The spear guy is surprisingly threatening. Right? I mean, AC is just a weird game like that. It's like, it makes you end up screwing yourself over on accident and completely... I want to say unintentional, but I have a feeling they knew, you know? Okay, 40%, guys. What gives? This is maximum evasion. It literally cannot go higher. Stop doing that! Stop hitting! Alright, best option here is to just nuke these guys real quick, and then I have to go take heals. Alright. And leave it like this. Hopefully they drop some shadows, which allows for some free attacks. Main poisoning threat is gone, but I now have to set up a situation where I take out Pharrell before they get close. We'll see. We'll see. Nice. Rolled the 11%. Because odds don't matter this time. And yeah, driving cut is a massive problem. Okay, well, I will never get a turn again. Oh yeah, and he's... Right, their healer is their healing element. I forgot about that. Admittedly, new Chaos route I haven't done as much with. Alright, so at 149, we have that. So, okay. While my hopes for finishing it this time are fairly low, we do know that we have enough hitting power to be able to one-shot him. So if he blocks and parries absolutely everything here, which is looking amazingly unlikely, oh wow, you blocked. How about that? 25% actually rolled. Or rather, 75% rolled. Anyway, if he blocks everything here, good. And now enemy rockets destroyed it. Don't you just hate when those things come up? Alright, come on, block it. Okay, there's no longer a chance. Let's see. Thought it could be 120k free. You know, I feel like there's a way to accomplish a pacifist-only run of most AC games, just causing the AI to fight itself. Seems like it would be excessively complicated, but technically possible. Alright. Can just kick sorcerers, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really live so good. Actually, wait a minute, you know what? I think this might have just become possible if I actually get a turn. I actually want this archer to hit, believe it or... Well, he's gonna hit. Alright, good. Good, good, good. Oh, actually, I guess I don't need him to hit. Okay, there's one shot to make this work. Yes, it's doable. He didn't bother healing himself for some reason. He put himself right next to a thing, so we can go for the Shadow Break, and then we can go for the finisher. There we go. There it is. One of the toughest units in the game, one shot. Kind of. Like, I don't get it, my armor did nothing. It actually did a ton, but whatever. Also, hang on, one of the kiddos just got up, so let me go get them situated real quick. We might have time for one more. We'll double check. So there we go, we're at 20. We should be hitting what we need to. Okay, Fulker joined as a guest. That means we take his stuff away. Unequip all. Skills, remove all. We don't have enough for that extra slot yet, so we're going to have to hope we don't run into poison. But man, tell me Shadow Break isn't amazing now. Also, if we go right here, the new hotness has arrived. Shadow exploding doesn't help when you wear armor. Apparently. I would say more like the armor didn't help him because of the shadows exploding. How do you run from your own shadow? Alright, let's sell all this. Not going to be using any shields, so let's get rid of those. We got a helmet. We got a Ring of Might. Actually, we'll probably be going for that one. It's just stun is so freaking devastating for this build that I usually don't end up using a Ring of Might. Actually, first things first, let's buy the equipment we need. So we already got a helmet. Got a cuirass. Actually, I already had one, so that was a complete waste. Get gaunts, just in case. We have everything we need here. Pick up I already have this stuff. What am I doing? Thanks, brain, for not working. See if there's any new dark stuff we can use. No. We have that. Drain Mind, sure. Paralytic we have. Poison we have. Slow we have. Charm doesn't do it. Gravity Flux, maybe. Jack, listen to me, it's not you because I'm me and that makes you not me. MGS2 was a trip. Sorry. That was not a great one. Alright. So we can go full tank, or we can go decent evasion. So we're gonna go evasion for now. Evasion and speed. And pick up a new thing. We can also buy that crafting book. Alright. Get this. We shouldn't need the other Balder Blade, because we're actually not going to use the Balder period, we're just going to make the Silver Slayer. We need Refined. Because, yeah, at this point, I guess they're not getting up yet. Their accuracy is not quite good enough to actually... Well, with this much of an advantage in all ways, both weapon rank and... what's it? In both weapon rank and level and all that, we basically have enough of an advantage to just be able to focus on pure offense. Right. So now we get the Silver Slayer, except I need bronze. Why the hell do I need bronze for this? Thought it was silver and boulder. So retrieve research data or investigate recent attack. Research data? Investigate recent attack sucks, because those things keep going under the ground. Those annoying little friggin' tremor douches. Alright, now, even though we have the means for it, we don't really want a Brigandine. We actually may want to pick up the Nomad gloves, though. Actually, no, we can't yet. Most of this stuff we can't pick up yet. But yeah, the Brigandine is a very specific thing for very specific builds, and this build is not that. So we have everything that we really need. Now, we're getting 20 extra attack off this, plus 3% extra in terms of bonus damage, which doesn't seem like much. Also, yes, we're dropping by 40% accuracy here, or we're dropping by about 40 agility. Well, 37, but whatever. So we're getting a ton of extra attack off it, plus 60% extra against undead. Either way, it seems like it's a massive drop in everything, but we'll be able to pull it off. No, the second mission's the... Oh, it's that one. I don't know, Blade Pulverizer is pretty fun. The nuke MTs at the start are a little bit iffy, but... Anyway, hang on, I will be right back. So just give me a sec here. Alrighty, and back. Sorry for the, Oh, man. Has chat been like this entire time? There we go. Fixed it. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's rain. Man, I swear, when it comes to, when it comes to kids and clothes, it's just, the stuff you want is never where you want it. Like, okay, yesterday I go to find some pants for my daughter there. Friggin' can't find a single pair of pants. This time, we go and try to find a shirt. It's just like, friggin' 20 pants, can't find a single shirt. Just, I thought the coffee-flavored potatoes stuck in the toilet? No. Well, I mean, technically speaking, it was toilet-related. It's more like the kids got up, right? So, both the kids are basically in toddler beds at this point, which, for those unfamiliar, basically just means that the side of the crib comes down, and they can get in and out of the bed as they please. So there's essentially a monitor, so just a camera in the room with a sound meter, more or less, that tells you what they're up to. So anyway, what I was doing there was essentially I saw them get up, and so I go over to get them, and the first order of business that they do is they just decide to go bum rush. They decide to go bum rush the toilet. My daughter goes and somehow she finds a little tiny fishing net. God only knows from where, because I thought I had them all safely put away in another room, but apparently she found another one. Basically starts trying to go play in the toilet. Meanwhile, my son is just a notorious toilet splasher. He immediately starts bum rushing the thing. And it's just this moment of like, oh God, it's all coming down right now. It's all over. It's game over, man. But yeah, no, it's not great when that kind of stuff starts happening. What are they up to? Production of chaos they do. Yep, it gets a little bit nutso sometimes. That is for dang sure. Also, by the way, there we go. 40% accuracy reduction, still doing pretty solid on accuracy there, even in the rain. So you can see his proficiency is keeping him through that. But yeah, it's my son, especially with the whole toilet bum rushing thing. God help you if your kid is into that. It is a really weird habit to deal with, because it's just at any given point, like you've spent your entire life conditioning yourself to like, there's a toilet. It is just a toilet for doing your business, not like here's a thing that will cause you to be cleaning for the next half hour because your kid decided to run up and decided it's bath time, so you basically got to go give him a bath now because he's just gone and tried to go take a swim in the dang thing. Oh man, the only intent of babies is destruction. 9 balls, 3-year-old. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. By the way, so at this point, we are at the point of the game where we'll be adding a helmet to the build pretty soon here, so we'll probably go vest and helmet for the rest of this chapter. This is the one point where I kind of want to max out evasion, just because you can get some rain there, so you can get some pretty reliable dodges. But mostly because I have to stick in one place until the leader arrives. Actually, how are we looking damage-wise against this guy? Looking pretty solid. Actually, we're probably better off just going with a breach here. Get that taken off him, because breach is one of those things that's hard for them to counter with items, and is one of those things that can really only be fixed with ease, which you don't see come up as often. Please don't petrify. Please don't rock my butt. Problem is, we gotta get rid of Bayan. He cannot survive this fight. Why is nobody going for Bayan, exactly? I can't end this until he's dead. Who really built 9 ball that day, and who came back alive? I think they more or less imply that it was world governments at the time that ended up building them. Oh yeah, you're gonna go draw a pretty picture for Mom? There's a paper for you on the easel. You can go do it. Swing the banhammer. No. Which, by the way, it's come up several times since, but yeah, the only reason I didn't use hammers for this run, I thought I explained it in earlier parts, but there's no good way to route them in. There's no convenient way, anyway. Like, there's one way, technically, by just power leveling knights, at which point you're basically wasting the very start of the game on getting a very small amount of stuff done. Hang on. So I can one-shot him at any point now. I don't even need to use anything else. Dang it, BN! Why you gotta live, man? I mean, I might as well just end it, actually, because... is it gonna make that big of a difference? It's one level. No, we should still hit 28 on time. It's fine. I'm not gonna make a big fuss over one level. If it's a problem, I'll just use Time Mouth. Bane is usually a bullet magnet. Yeah, he's a bit more tanky in this one. And yeah, the rain is really pretty. This game's got some really pretty effects. They sometimes lag the emulator, but on original hardware, it's a very different story. So, funnily enough... Huh. Despite Bane having the info on Sistina, apparently he just doesn't care if Volkert is dead. Because he usually tells you that there's the option to go right here, and then you can go do that, which we would have denied it anyway. But it's interesting that if Volkert is dead, he just won't even mention it. Like, I mean, I guess there's nobody for him to for her to pair up with. I guess we'll just go then. Man, what a weird old guy. So we're gonna drop evasion a little bit. Actually, wait a minute. No, it doesn't make sense to do that because this is I'm being dumb. Sorry. By the way, if you're wondering the difference between leather and mail leggings here, difference is leather gives you slightly more dodge. You get 5 extra dodge, slightly more defense, but you lose the HP bonus, which the health bonus is kind of what I need here. Anything with a health bonus is going to be pretty high in the priority list for this run, especially later on where you're kind of mandatory taking some 200 damage per turn. So, well, not really mandatory. It's just the most practical way is to just kind of burn up until you get to a certain point. But alright, upwards and onwards. And Bane's here to help at Goliath. Right. What you doing, kiddo? Yeah, it's a watering can. We don't really need that right now, though. So, funny story. We had this garden that we were working on months ago. And, you know, winter came, did its usual winter thing. Isn't quite so alive anymore. By the way, Cashwhat can't be used in this fight. What's that about? I thought this was fixed last patch. Alright, I gotta note that down to mention to Rakes that she's, that she's not usable in this fight for some reason. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing here, get my TPs. Thank you for your TPs, Cashwhat. You are a very functional pumpkin. So you still need to finish Dragon Quest VIII. I've started Dragon Quest III, I think, before. Haven't, I've heard the series is more or less the same. But I will say that the one that I did start there, the one on, I think it was the GBA or some such, holy crap, did that blow my mind the very first time I took a look at it. Because they had this tutorial little intro dungeon thing, right? And, like, I'm thinking, okay, it's just gonna be a basic tutorial or whatever else, and it's just a series of, like, did you do this or did you do that kind of things, and not, like, overt ones either. It's like there's just a sign in a hallway. It's like, it says to go this way. Did you choose to go that way, or did you go to the other one? You're the same? Well, maybe I am. What of it? I mean, my wife calls one of the kids my mini, so yeah. Calls my daughter my mini. But anyway. So yeah, but point being, though, it was just really cool. Like, that they had that... I'm wondering now if they have this in all of them, where it's just a series of how did you respond to whatever situation. It doesn't tell you that this is a tutorial or anything. And then at the end, it tries to guess what kind of person you are. And it was, like, dead frickin' on. They're like, you're stubborn and, like, basically better off on your own and all that kind of thing. It's like, hey... I am stubborn, and I do stuff better on my own. You're right. Like, oh man, how did? It was just cool. It was just cool as I'm getting at. I keep meaning to go back to it, and then keep either doing routing for this or playing Necrodancer instead. This is like the 6th or 7th time I'm trying to re-unlock everything for Necrodancer because I keep uninstalling it and forgetting if you uninstall something on a Vita, you install all of its save data too. Yeah, that's fine. 40%. Don't worry. You're basically 100. It's fine. All right, so 216 to finish that guy. We're gonna need about 150 for Dagon, so let's go ahead and wipe you. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead here. We'll probably end up getting blocked. So we'll go here. We've got some offense. What's Dagon? Yeah, Dagon's doing a pretty good amount of damage there. We might be able to go for a Drain Heal. Go for the old Draino. Okay, that's just carving right through. Although then again, we are going Vest and Helmet, so yeah. Probably should go back to Mail and Helmet now that I think about it. But yeah, you can see how much of a difference just having anything in the heavy category makes. Vit is such a big stat in this one. I think what we're going to do, we're just going to retreat a little bit and keep going for the one-shots, thin down their numbers a little bit. Probably drop a Mist on those two. Ninjas need to go one way or another because they're getting very accurate attacks. Hello there, Mr. Vale. Welcome back. Just stopping in to say hello while I eat breakfast. Well, I hope you're having an awesome breakfast. And yeah, I know Legend of Mana was supposed to be the first one, but I kind of thought you were going to be a bit busy for a little bit more. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a Paw Patrol? Yeah? Where'd you put the box for it? Yeah, go find the box, please. Thank you. Is that carving through? Oh, yeah. If Garm's getting through, we're definitely going to need to be running plate for this one. Later on, we'll get a better option in which heavy plate, or rather power plate, plus spell leggings ends up doing absolute wonders for resistant casters. So we'll be running that for most of the mid-game. But yeah, nice to see you, Mr. Vale. I hope you're feeling awesome today. Hope all's going fantastically. So far, we're about midway through Chapter 2 here. It's chugging along. But yeah, Legend Mana will be as soon as possible. It's kind of looking... I think you said 1 to 4, right? So it's probably looking like... probably... hang on, is it tomorrow? It's not going to be today because there's stuff going on over the afternoon today. Either tomorrow or the day... No, is it tomorrow? No, I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday that it would be. Alright, are you done with your million attacks yet? Alright, if we can just get a... Yeah, we're dead. Parry, 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 parry? No parry. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to run plate. Part of the problem is that when they hit with those katanas, they're taking TP off. So finishers are not going to be viable so long as they're in play. So yeah, sticking back is going to be the way to go. Stick back, heavy plate. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so go for the hauberk, go for the helmet. Try to rely on parry, because once parry gets ranked up, that'll be the big awesomeness. Alright, well, fantastic. Hope that'll be all good then. Also, you know what? They weren't running anything strength-wise, or otherwise, so we'll go ahead and go for the vigor here. That'll give us some really good survivability. So you actually get a decent bit of stuff just off your just off the blue. So you get your extra. Actually, come to think of it, I'm probably just better off sticking with this one. Because you get accuracy off dex, you get defense off vitality, you get offense and defense off strength. You get actually wait, I completely missed the attack bonus off. Yeah, so you get 10 extra piercing, get some health, get some luck. It's basically the one to use up until far later, unless you really need one particular stat for one thing or another. Very nice to interact live. Well, I'm happy to provide some interaction. I need to learn how to use Twitter. Like, I use it for some stuff every now and then, but truth be told, I know I'm not using it effectively. Should be really good for advertising and all that kind of thing, but social media has never really been my thing. Alright, Silence Bringer, that's going to be a problem. So I think we'll just go for the Strengthen buff on the first turn. Work on dealing with the ninjas. Then work on dealing with the golems. Their healing is going to stay back there, I know that much. Also, I forgot to... You know what? I forgot to get rid of Bane's stuff, so... Does it really matter? Okay, we'll get the Strengthen on the next turn. Only in Pro Count, it's like we have the old man back together. We should rob a bank and stop a Dark Lord or one of music competition or something. He was around earlier. He's probably asleep right now. His sleep schedule's kind of all over the place. How are you getting Shock Lance on turn 1, man? Alright, he'll probably just get healed, so that won't really matter. Whatever, we'll just take him out. But yeah, Mr. Cow was around at the very start of things. As you do. He's gonna chuck rock. Or should I just let their archers take care of it? I probably should. Because I need to put Strengthen up right now, or else this whole thing's... Yeah, whatever damage she does probably won't really matter. Is he down for any of those activities? It's been a while since I stopped a Dark Lord. Well, see, what you need to do is go rob a Dark Lord's bank while winning a music competition. Just, like, make a musical out of it. Just problem solved. Actually, I think there was even in... What was it? I think there was a, what the hell is it called? A Once Upon a Time episode like that, and it was super cringy to watch, but at the same time really charming. That's the funny thing about that show. It's like, it just goes back and forth between, like, cringy and awesome, but is always really endearing. It's weird. It's weird! So there goes that one. Another thing to bear in mind, I can never let that guy get a finisher. Because if he gets Sonic Blade, that is a stun, and that is a whole lot of hurt on my butt, so no to that. Let's get rid of this ninja guy. We're going to have to do a little bit of healing later, but that's fine. I'm hoping they'll decide to go for Bayon here, so that he's gone. Wave Sugar, would you like to learn it? I probably should, but didn't. Isn't that the plot of Chrono Cross? I don't remember. Also, sweet 21% there. Once Upon a Time was always odd to watch. Yeah, it's really weird to watch because it's so all over the place. Like, it sometimes has those moments of like, oh, here's a really cool spin on a fairy tale, and then almost every time the plot just gets revolved of like, everybody loved each other real good. How would you like to drown in our tropes now? And that's just kind of it, you know. It's weird. So you couldn't kill Rimfire after Zubin, not enough ammo for both. That's always the problem. There's never enough of that. But that's the thing. That's why you always get Zubin against a cliff. Just keep popping him in the kneecaps. He's got to kneecap the bastard. Sorry. God, I hate this cough. She's the worst. Alright, so what I need is a nice happy corner to kind of hunker down in for a sec. Now, is that him? Right, that is Dagon. He's trying to attack. There's no way I can get out of his range. Out of curiosity, can I Cooper here? Yeah, that actually would be the one time Cooper is actually worthwhile here. There we go. Cleave the sky! So there we go. There's your Clim Hazard reference for this one. Mr. Cow would have appreciated it if he's here, but he's not at the moment. And that's kind of your AoE two-hander ability up until you get Grand Cross, at which point you just start crushinating everything that gets close. This turns into some Diablo crap. So you like Chrono Cross just for the A+ ending, which was basically a single thing I wanted from Chrono Trigger sequel. But when people talk about what they hate about Chrono Cross, don't necessarily disagree that it was a chaotic mess. Yeah, I don't understand what was going on most of the time with that one. All I remember is that people got really mad at what happened to the original cast. Parry, parry, parry. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's another thing. That TK has to go. Because we can't even afford to get Frightened immunity for a long time. So you never actually finished Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger, so I'm biased. Yeah, I've never made it very cross. Never made it very cross, wow. Never made it far in Chrono Cross. Because I was trying to get it to work on an emulator. And it just was super janky. Alright, let's go for an evasion setup, see if we can get some better luck here. Yeah, let's go max evasion. Go for some nice leather pants. Nothing says Terror Knight like showing up in friggin' buttless chaps. So let's give this another go. Technically speaking, I could do a quick Tynemouth run. He is strong enough at this point that he probably should be able to pull it off. His rank 6 should be enough to handle randos. But yeah, Chrono Trigger I think was awesome just because of its general flow there. That it just opened up pretty early. And you could kind of do whatever you want, but there was a solid end goal to work towards. Kind of like Breath of the Wild did, pretty much. Yes, leather. Giant Dad became Leather Daddy. Oh god. Oh no. All right. Let's go ahead and pop this. We'll work on other stuff in a moment. I think probably the most solid thing to do here, rather than... Oh, I forgot to offload Bayon again. Crap. Whatever. We'll let them finish him off. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to hunker in this building here. Should hopefully avoid some of the ranged attacks. Might get locked down by golems. See, this is why there has to be a flying item routed into this run, like just like the teleporting item was for the vanilla run. Just reason being that you need something to be able to get around rampant auras and or just getting stuck in general, while still allowing those situations to happen. Because a lot of times, like for example, I need Grand Cross to happen, so I need to get surrounded, or just need to have them show up in a T-shape of some description. Alright, let's also go ahead and pop a Resilient here. Shave a few points off of off their spells. Seriously, what's up with this fight? Need to build another AC. What you need is just something to pop in the kneecaps. You were doing Pixie and HP, you said, right? Just go to the side with a little dip in the hill, and just wait until he flies into the cliff, and then just shoot at him from below. There's just nothing he'll be able to do. Alright, they still got one through, but that's fine. That's workable. Oh! After this I need to remember to pick up, don't let me forget to pick up Counter 2. Because that also would be helping a good bit. So we need Counter 2. At some point we'll need Bash. That's kind of necessary to actually beat it. Because funnily enough, there is actually a way to beat your... If you didn't know, for the ending of this game, you have to fight your own team plus a pretty strong boss on top of it. So, for a build like this, I would not want to be fighting this build. Like, I would not want to fight something that's got this crazy damage potential. But what I will say, though, is that you can just one-shot yourself, which is funny. And I don't mean in the way that we're doing now. So, if you make yourself vulnerable to knockback, you can absolutely just knock your clone off a cliff, and there's just nothing they can do about it. It's great. So you're having fun making other builds anyway, that's the point of the game, but I can keep trying. Very true. Yeah, it is funny that for a game that mostly centered around creative builds and stuff like that, so many times our runs end up just turning into let's just go and try to make the worst build possible and make it work. But that's FromSoft games in general, though. They always give you so many options, and then our first option is, what if we didn't have options? Maybe it would be better. And then we do that, and then people get really mad at the different generations. Like, it's funny. Unironically, probably the one Dark Souls I played the most was DS2. Like, it's not like... Wait. It's not like I didn't like the other ones or anything, it's just everything from the way that all the characters move kind of sluggishly to all that just appealed to me for whatever reason. Like, I just happen to like the general slowness and kind of arcadiness of the design and all that kind of thing. Okay. Good luck with the awakenings. Gotta go deliver that coffee. Come on, roll that 91. No! Why you no roll 91? Also, should awaken that masking. Where's that third book? Alright. Let's see. Stop smoking weird stuff and you'll stop coughing. I'm not smoking weird stuff. I'm smoking the frickin' winter. That's just... Ah. Like, everyone around here has a friggin' cough because it's dry as hell. No amount of water is enough. I have this gigantic friggin' jug here. I just chugged the entire thing this morning. It's still not enough. I tried putting some honey in my coffee. Didn't do jack, because it's just... It's too dry. Everything is dry. Which, by the way, awkward moment during Thanksgiving. I had... Oh, goodbye, Mr. Dagon. Squish, please. Thank you. Good roll. How's that for exactly correct? I'm still waiting on Rakes to put in the patch where you can pay this guy 30 grand to skip this fight. Because I feel really bad about that every time. And I'm pretty sure all dads who play this game have that exact same thing. Like, man, dude, no, you do not attack a fellow dad. It's not how that works. Or moms, for that matter. There are people that actually take care of their kids. You find a good way to sort that out some other way. Although, I will say... one interesting perspective thing, that there was this discussion on the mentality of folks in medieval times the other day, that I was just kind of listening to while cleaning. There was this whole thing of people's perception of mortality at that time getting really skewed by early mortality rates, and it's like, I never thought about it, but yeah, that's super jacked up. So he started it, but I'm not a dad. I could have sworn you were. I could have sworn you were a dad, man. You always seem to know dad stuff. No, what you doing, kiddo? What you doing? It's over here, just trying to sneakily take stuff off my desk. Alright, do we have... Okay. So we can already get Tac 2, but that is expensive as crap. We'll be able to afford that later. How much do we need for Counter 2? Counter 2, we need 360, so it's going to be a hot minute. Can we leave those for now? I gotta finish cleaning up outside so you can play with your chalk, okay?
Dresses!
You have your dresses. Alrighty, so let's see here. Just making sure we have what we need. So Bode, there is no fight, so the next fight is Vice 2. Or no it isn't, it's Zapan. Alright, so then some stuff happens in Bode. Yeah, so Zapan is an interesting one in that if you get lucky... Actually, I probably should have... That's what it was! For Chaos, you get... Oh, okay. Okay, so the 300 points I spent on Shadow Break, originally that was supposed to go towards Attack 1. That's what it was. Anyway, this one can actually go really well. This should be a one-round finish. Yeah, it's just that one fight that you can't use Kashua. That's interesting. Alright, so finish her off. Can get her out of the way before the fight even really goes. Two dragons walk up. They do their business. Zapan should run up and take a swing. He should get countered. Should take one finisher, and then we're done here. Block. So Zapanda. Back 15 minutes. Yes, it is. He should be... Come to think of it, I should see if there's a character template to make him into a panda, because I think that's actually possible. I want to say the silver and blue one should probably alter his colors to make him into a panda. That's totally going on the list. Yeah, so, Mr. Vale, I don't know if you saw the thing, but there's a editor that you can change the sprite and portrait of everything. So, for example, we've got the endgame headband portrait for him now, while giving him the gold armor that kind of makes him look like the thumbnail. Alright. Goodbye, good sir. That should be enough to knock him into crit. There we go. Yeah, for him, I think it's just sub 15% to make Rhyme get slaughtered. And somehow in the process of all that, they managed to run off with our frickin' pumpkin. So they stole Kashua, and now Zapan's gonna go get killed off. Oh, actually, we might be able to finish Chapter 2, if this keeps up. Alright, so this fight had me soft lock for so dang long. Man. Yeah, this one was an absolute nightmare. So let's see if we can get it done here. I don't think I have enough for attack 1. That would definitely help a lot here. Yeah, I'm like 100 points shy, I think. Anything else I can pick up in the meantime? Silence Ward probably won't help much. Rampart Aura will be necessary later. I also forgot to pick up these. I can't really save now, but whatever. Drain Mind will be useful kind of in the end game when we run against really strong casters. Let's see, there are Black Knights, there are White Knights, then there's Black and White Knights. I am Zapanda. Oh, very true, very true. Alright, so we're running a 13 level advantage here, which you'd think would be a lot more drastic than it is, but mostly we're just getting an extra power bonus off of having a side-graded sword. So the nice thing about them is that the AI doesn't really use them much up until the game starts scaling up, so you're kind of running a semi-unique advantage. Usually, with this high of an advantage, it's not necessarily your damage that's given as much of a boost, because you're still... Nope, can you put that back, please? Thank you. But yeah, it's usually not your damage or defense that's getting a huge boost, but your evasion. So we can actually evade casters sometimes. Normally they're at 100%. Please miss with that 50. Yeah, 13 level advantage still does a solid amount of damage. Basically, all we need is to get Rainbows down. Everybody else is being ignored, so what I'm hoping is that... oh, get out of here with your stupid Dispel. See, that's why the White Knight is so good. Once we got White Knights, we're put into a position where we don't have to worry about the spell as much, because they get Consecrate Blade, which will give you Strengthen, True Strike, and Instill Light on the same on a free action. So you can basically buff yourself and attack on the same round, which it's very, very, very handy. But the second thing is that you can still get solid counter damage, because when they get dispelled, Instill Light is the first one to always get taken off. Alright, so we can move up here. Let's see, can we do a Drain Mind on you? Yeah, but that wouldn't really be worth it. Okay. So they're going to be busy with healing. We're going to go ahead and put up a Strengthen, and hope that for some reason Rainbows decides to get up close. If she does, we're in a good spot. Archers are apparently not going to do anything. Weird. Nope. No, can you go put that stick in the trash? Go throw that away, please. Thank you. Yeah, she doesn't even feel like missing. Parry, miss, anything? Good. Good, good, good. Any kind of counter damage is good because it builds up the meter here. Right now we've got... we don't have Siege. I was going to say we got a solid run on Rainbows, but we don't. Because we've got a finisher, but it's not going to be enough to really do anything useful. We might be able to get you out of the way. But that wouldn't necessarily do much good here. We can get one of their healers gone, but then we're stuck in a position where we can't attack next round. So, best option that I see here. Let's go ahead and drop a Breach on her. So even a basic finisher should be enough to finish it, and hope that we get enough blocks going around this time that they just sort of let me by. I'm actually okay with that because he's blocking one of the attack tiles. Hopefully nobody attacks from the front. Yeah, they're going for their heals. Somebody needs to attack now. Get countered so that they're distracted trying to do heals. Perfect. Because, like I said earlier, a lot of this is just manipulating the AI to do what you want. Unfortunately, that knight might have screwed this over. Because if either Cooper or Thunder Beast aren't enough to do it, then there's not really too much I can do here. Because this is the last turn that he has to survive. Unless she moves to that tile on the top right. Yeah, and I can't even reach her now. Out of curiosity, what kind of damage are we looking at here? Okay. That's close. But not quite enough. Alright. Can we get a train hard here? Got 50s. Yeah, we can't move anywhere. Try to do this. If they don't bother healing her and they go for deciding that that's just scratch damage, thankfully Zapan didn't attack, because that'd be pretty devastating right now. I didn't get the breach off the axe. See, Ramdos has a unique portrait, right? Or does someone else have it? There's 2 or 3 units that have it. It's just kind of the old lady caster version. There's old lady caster and old lady man, and if you're playing one vision and you use the cheat to use any one for any class, you can get that sprite automatically for for oracles, I believe. Not quite enough to kill, but he still has to survive. Yeah, alright. Skill rank up! Improved at dying! But that'll probably be 2-handers going up. Or parry, actually. He might have upgraded parry as he died. It's like, I could have parried that much better, couldn't I? Rip. Alright, but if that's the case, parry would actually help a lot. I think that 20 extra health would help a lot here, so we'll do that. Alright. Dang it. So after this, we get the next tier upgrade as well. Are you sure we want to use this party? God, no, but we're gonna do it anyway! And so, the way Chapter 3 works, it ends up extending the limit for leveling up just a little bit. We basically got to stay under 29 or 28, sorry, for this chapter. And then once we get up to Chapter 3, essentially we blitz on ahead, because it's about level 31-ish to actually trigger scaling at that point. Which is just shy of being able to scale up once we run into Diebold. So there's that. Alright, better strengthen. Hopefully get better rolls this time. They weren't terribly bad last time, but they weren't great either. Man, I really want to see that Zapanda Knight now. I want to see somebody draw that. Which, actually, come to think of it, I think that was one of the, kind of like one of the Castle Wars armors in RuneScape. Actually, no, I think that was blue and white, not black and white. Oh well. Something like that. I'm sure Cal would appreciate a Cow Knight type situation. Though it must have existed, if you think about it. There must have been someplace that had a Cow Knight. Like, I think the coolest one that I've heard of ever was this guy that painted a night sky all over his armor. And apparently just had a thing for trying to start fights at night. Like, that's just really cool. Gotta respect that. Freaking stealth knight. What's that metal clanging? I can't see it. All I see is the sky approaching me from the ground. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, almost gonna do some stuff here. Yeah, you know what? I think our better approach here will be sticking back a little bit, trying to go for rolls against these ones. Take out the knights. Hope that one of them drops phalanx if they even have that on them. See, What if this random weird knight was actually a giant fuzzy animal? Sounds like the premise of Joan Arc. No, they just have like fuzz over part of that thing. Like they got like black fuzzy pauldrons and then just like a white shiny plate underneath it. That'd be hilarious. I want to see that happen. Also, she's hurting herself to heal them. Fantastic. It's a nice thing about those guys sometimes. She'll occasionally weaken herself to make her party stronger. Very honorable and not so good at surviving gigantic hits, though. Like, this is really the point at which it would be amazing to have Grand Cross. Alright, good. He's gonna hurt himself a little bit. We can get so close. If we can outrange him next time. It's probably the best way to do it. She's full healed. She's going for the finisher. Although, they're all stuck here now. So if I just go here, drop a poison mist here, that'll weaken her a little bit. So we shouldn't need the breach. Alright, perfect. And we aim that way. That is the worst. That is the absolute worst thing that could have happened right there. Okay, back to DQ8. Where were you? Presumably punching slimes or something, if I were to guess. Okay, she moved forward. Where's my turn? That can be a win right there, if... It's technically winnable. I just need the melees to miss. He's stuck. Alright, have a good one, Mr. Cryptic. Yeah, it's... I'm hoping to have this one and the next one done, so that we can move on to Chapter 3 there. Well, I gotta go get a new box of Cheerios, okay, kiddo?
Okay.
Okay. Alright, come on, give me a turn. Yeah, that poison mist is doing wonders, because it distracts the knights because they see that there's a chance to remove poison and they love it. Come on, miss, 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 miss. Perfect. And that meter, and... survive one more caster. Oh, crap. She's going to do a tier 2. Please miss. Ah, that would have been the win right there. That would have been the win. That's alright. It's alright. We got a solid plan now, though. We know what to distract him. Because the funny part is, the 1v1 after this is just a total curb stomp. It's amazing. Am I turning on screenshots? I don't know. Alright. So, evasion set seems to do the job well. Seems like mail held up a little bit better than the leather. So, we'll go ahead and make that happen. Technically speaking, I could go... Could go full offense with these. Might be an idea for next time. Alrighty. Let's do this thing. Alright, so getting Zapan stuck worked out a little bit better than expected. It also might be worth just taking the right route so that we can maybe deal with the casters. This is what I was saying earlier in the other run. It would have been really nice if they had this map for multiplayer, because it's actually a good map. There's interesting layouts and stuff like that. You got your main thoroughfare down the center. You got your 2 different interesting side routes to take as well. Yeah, I think we'll go left. So let's see. Probably Spell Strike might be good here.
Please.
Want a snack?
Snack.
Okay, I'll get you a snack. I have been ordered to relinquish snacks, so while they take their next turn, I will be right back for a moment. Here we do! So, actually, there might be an easier way to do this. Alright, so next turn we're gonna get that poison mist out. So I'm thinking if we drop a breach right here, we'll get him sorted out. And I can't wait for the next fight. I just can't wait. It's such a hilarious curb stomp. Because any other time, like even on a normal casual run or whatever else, even on most like challenge runs or whatever else, he's such a thing. But when you're set up to be like this offensive, you know, it's just funny because like his freaking daggers will just bounce off the armor, and then on top of that, you can kind of just one-shot him. So it's great. It's great. Alright. Yeah, that crossbow, though, that's doing some work for him. So I want to get out of that crossbow's range, so we're going to go ahead and throw this out here. Because funnily enough, that seems to also weaken his pan a little bit. So we're going to back up here. I'm going to take out as many melee units as possible. Hopefully the knights will be all distracted trying to deal with this whole cleansing thing. Unfortunately, none of them moved before they can do that. Usually the idea is that you want to make sure to hit them on a time when they're just moving around, so that it actually spreads around and they have to use 2 turns to get rid of it. But, you know, healers are generally far more effective in this version. So, alright. That's why every time that I hear the whole thing of like, oh man, knights aren't good healers anymore, it's like, dude, they can heal and they can recover on the same turn. They are pretty frickin' strong. Alright. So, now if I can get my turn, I can end Zapan, because he's out of range of any of his healing elements, so he can just go squish. I've got a Strengthen, he's got a Breach. We don't have Lament of the Dead yet. Eventually. The only downside is, well, come to think of it, I wonder if I should stick with TK. That's the funny thing, that like, the White Knight gets all those buffs. They can basically be suppressed by 2 clerics side by side. Oh, come on now. Are you done taking turns? Got the clerics double turned. Okay, maybe we won't stick with the TK. Because even with Lament of the Dead and stuff like that, yes, it's the highest damage potential. Oh well, still doing over 400. Smush. Yeah, maybe after you're getting one-shot all those times, you'll kind of learn. Just a thought. Oh, and we're perfectly set up for the next round. Alright, whatever 2 end up attacking are dead. Now we have the problem of that, though. We don't have enough recovery to break through. Again, this is not even optimized damage yet. Like, we're not even augmenting most of that. We're still only getting 5% off that augment. It's actually part of the reason that most of Chapter 3's run... Well, after the TK thing, we end up switching entirely over to the Dragoon, because they can use an Instill, and they can get a whole lot of elemental experience off that. Alright. What's up? What do you mean, you are? Alright. So we're gonna go here. Get rid of this guy. I'm gonna see if there's some way to just skirt around all their shots here. Oh, get out of here with your crits! Just not good time for that. If they're low odds, stop hitting, we have a chance, but... Whew, that's not looking good. Alright, I'm gonna try one more attempt at rushing through. So basically just gotta try and get by all of their stuff. Okay, sorry for the random disappearance. Had some shenanigans occur. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Go over here, pop a leaf, and basically just run around poisoning everything, circling around the right side. With any luck, we might be able to get an angle to avoid some of the casters for a little bit. Especially if we can get some poisons off in the casters, that would really help. Resilient probably wouldn't help too much. Sidestep would help a lot, I think. Dodge is... I mean, it's already freaking up there. Though they don't seem to like rolling those numbers, so there's also that. Yeah, if we had a class that would use Charm, just charming one of the healers would definitely help a lot. But the only way to get that is sidearms on a warrior there. Which could still theoretically work in some cases, but it's just not a really optimal way of going about it, I don't think. So what I need... Let's see, let's go for one of these. Let's pop these two. Or maybe I might as well just go for the drain heal. Well, actually, no. This should keep their healers occupied. what I want to do is trap these guys on this kind of little area, so I only have to deal with a little bit of them at a time. Most of the damage is coming from the casters, but there's not much I can do to mitigate it. If I can get close, one swing should deal with each of them. And if at any point I have a finisher nearby Raimdos, the fight's just done. So that's kind of the lay of the land here. Alright. You a-hole. Alright. That's unfortunate, but I can basically do the same... No, Zapan just took some health off himself to prevent that from happening. Whatever, we'll see who's available to give the suck, as it were. Alright, good. Drop a phalanx right there. I have done a thing before where I've gotten them to drop a phalanx, like, right where he's standing right now. That was probably the best possible way that could have gone. Alright, yeah, this is going to give us 62. I think that's the most I'm going to get anywhere, really. Yeah. Alright, get the heal. Yeah, just start sprinting it. Because they're in no position to really stop my run here. All their linebackers are over there. I'm all the way over here. So probably one more turn of running up and healing. I think... Yeah, I was going to say, if at least a couple of them miss, which they thankfully just did. Don't hobble. Oh, you terrible person. Okay, that's an issue. Potentially still workable, though. That's just annoying. Yeah, if they hadn't gotten that knockback proc, then we also would have a win right here. If I ever get a turn, that is. Oh, this TK is so slow, and clerics are so fast. Honestly, if there's one nerf that I would say would be kind of nice to see, it would be clerics getting a speed nerf. It's not necessarily that they're innately that... You terrible... Oh, wait, actually, wait, that's perfect. That's perfect! That might be... Okay, never mind. She might have just... Okay, are you done taking turns yet? You've each taken 2 turns. Okay. Okay. 169. Shadow Break... Yep, we got a win. Thank you, random knight that has no idea what you're doing. I mean, she technically protected her real well, but what are we thinking? We got meteors, we got Thunder Beast. I think meteors look cooler. Let's just do that. Yeah, Q Propel's actually being useful! Bam! Drop a friggin' meteor on her face. It was too quick to judge. You dropped the sky on me, therefore I know you're a good person. Forgive me, one guy. Old Shadow Break, finisher combo. It's so strong, dude. It's part of the reason that their healing is absolutely abysmal. Like, under normal circumstances, they should not be able to function without support. But, oh my goodness, Shadow Break is so strong if you come up with this kind of setup. But that's the thing. It's really oddly specific. And we still got a glass pumpkin. Neat. And we're 1 level off from accidentally triggering scaling. How about that mess right there? Friggin' calculated as hell. Now, we should have enough to get TAC 1. Actually, I think we're 10 points off. Ah. Bummer. Yeah, we're 8 points off. Which, by the way, Rampart Aura is probably also a solid choice. Might be thinking, but there's nobody to block, but also Rampart Aura just basically means you don't get attacked in the back. Thank Bane for that? Maybe. Actually, I think it's 27 or 28 that scales up this fight, so... Oh, Mr. Vice, that smirk is gonna disappear so frickin' quick, you have no idea. Watch. End up losing. Doesn't have to end like this, you'll just end up in a paste like everybody else. Do you not realize how jacked this guy is? I might just... Well, I was planning to give him a different look every time, but I really like this one for him. Like, Okay, I've ranked up my getting stabbed abilities. So that already boosted to 137. With a crit, he could still finish him right now. So we could paralyze him. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We'll just, let's go ahead and get him a little bit drunk. He's like, here you go. Look, we're just being friends. Have a drink. It's like, okay, fine, I'll drink it, but I don't understand. It's like, oh, I guess I need a heal. You're about to smush me, aren't you? It's like, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Vice, you're about to go smush. That's right. So 155, you know, it's getting there. It's getting there. You know, it took a little bit of damage, so I guess we'll go ahead and take that back. Just a little bit. You know, just we're trying to make it fair here. Like, you owed me 29 health. Going for that Heartbreaker. Okay, okay. You know, took a little bit of points off. Let's go ahead and smack him one right here. I'm sorry, there goes more than half your health. I was hoping to go for the big dramatic one, but oh well. But like I said, total curb stomp. And then he just takes off his frontal armor here. So yeah, long story short, neutral is the way we're going with. So yeah. Like, well, you tried to murder me a whole bunch, but now I will transform back into my true self here. Just love that little transformation moment right there. And now he's taking his armor off and looking all sad again. The game glitches out when you mess with the sprites, and I love it. I love it. So there we go. That's Chapter 2 done. And Chapter 3 is going to be amazing. Because, yeah, now our level cap is increased. And we're just going to be skirting that line there. Getting oh so very close. So then they spend a month doing nothing. There will be sacrifices. Yes, on the altar of everything goes splat. And then everybody has a bunch of politics, as they do. Friggin' G. Oh yeah, I forgot there's one more fight. Okay, there's one more to do before we can go. I want to get Tech 1, though. Alright, we are... No! No, put them back! I didn't mean to do that! Put them back! Okay, Augment Air, already 16% augmented. Parry is already at rank 2. More than I probably ever got for anyone playing vanilla. I can probably take Poison Ward off. It's the most damaging thing they can really do, but... oh well. We're getting to the point where Poison won't be as much of a thing, so we can just take that off. Whereas Tack 1 will just let us finish stuff faster. So yeah, this is the execution. It's pretty brutal. And this is like that interesting somber moment here, where Hector, being this massive mega boss and everything else, is just basically told, okay, here's a weapon, here's some basic armor, your people get the same. Friggin' fight. Friggin' earn your life. I think you took your sword skill off. Did I? Let's see. No, it's right here. No, I took Poison Ward off. Okay. Well, he's not really gonna do any damage here, but it is what it is. He's just got a basic short sword. That's all any of them have. Like, this isn't a real fight. It's actually nice of them to give them mail this time around. In vanilla, they just got leather. Splat. Free weapon training, anyway. And occasionally some free cards, so there we go. We got the Chariot, which hopefully will put him up to 37 strength. By Chapter 4, I want to have that at about 39 or 40, ideally. It's unlikely that we'll get that many cards, but it'd be nice if we do. Kerplunk. Yeah, Hector can be kind of difficult in Law and Chaos, which we'll need to do Law later. So we'll be fighting scaled up Hector, unfortunately. But we will be fighting him with a frickin' Dragon Slayer, so that's It's fine. Actually, the funny part is we might be able to potentially avoid scaling. Potentially. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Get a little bit of extra parry training, because that's always nice. And if there's an opportunity to use a finisher, I probably will, even if it's completely unnecessary here. I just got a little bit of extra augment training. I mean, it's not much, but it will make that first one come that much faster. Sonic Blade's pretty quick to use, so no point in not using it. And then after that, we'll be calling it good. Fearful Impact. Like, oh man, I'm so scared of that 16 damage, dude. So scared. Also, there's a wiki article out there that's a bit wrong about that skill. Because there's one out there that says that it's uncounterable. It is totally counterable. Swoosh. All right, that's a mind. Fantastic. Mind and resistance are probably going to be the most useful. Second most useful are going to be strength and vitality. And both of them are just for defensive reasons. I'm never picking those up for offense, though that's a nice little bonus. It's just for their defensive. Because any kind of defense we can get, any kind of like armor threshold that we can put up there, it's going to be a lifesaver. Like you saw earlier, all these casters were doing like 60 or 70 in my testing runs. So just those few extra points in resistance made a huge difference. So for example, in this case, if it's possible, I'm going to take that mind card over the strength card, but ideally would pick up both. If I ever get a turn. Yeah, this one they drop a lot of cards. So it's a nice little freebie. High Priestess, yeah, is also mind. Get a little bit of weapon training on Lenner. There we go. And I'm not fast-forwarding anything for this run, just because the entire last one was fast-forwarded. Which is funny, because folks have mentioned wanting to see it played in fast-forward, but then the music gets all jacked up, and then it does its little chips and chops, because the sounds for the violin do not hold up well when fast-forwarded. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that finds it kind of annoying, so, meh. Okay, let me get skills, please. It's amazing that he decided to attack him, actually. Alright, please don't finish him. I want to pick up that strength card. You dick, Lenner. Oh well. Oh well, we'll get another one later. It's like a 1 in 12 chance if it even drops, but sure, fine, whatever. Oh, I forgot to kill them off. Crap. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We don't really want them to really do anything here. So, okay. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, there we go. Now, let me see if I remember this right, because I think you fight Gildas first, and then you go to Balmamuza. But let me check if it's actually that fight. If... Oh, crap! Yes. Oh, crap! I completely forgot that on neutral you get the White Knight super early. Oh, that's gonna save so much time. Okay. Let's go check out Balmamuza all the same. Now we gotta do Aston first. Alright, that'll be next time, okay? That will be next time. Actually, let me double check. Is it new talkie points? No. Alright, so, let me explain why that's significant, okay? Because before that, we were using the Dragoon for most of Chapter 3. That changes it to Murden, which I kept because we have to, we're gonna need them anyway. We can't, I don't believe we can actually buy Dragoons yet. Oh, wait, we can totally buy Dragoons. Okay, in that case, we're gonna buy some of those. We're gonna buy... Wait. I think neutral gets early access to all of it. Or maybe that's because the other routes haven't been updated yet. Well, crap. This is so much easier. Okay. Well, that solves so many problems. In fact, actually, the whip route would have worked for neutral then. Wait, this is Chapter 3. What the hell am I... No, this is Chapter... This is Chapter 3! I'm just a complete dumbus, that's what it is. Ignore me being all stupid and dumb and not smart. It's fine. It happens. Alright, let's get the crit gloves, just in case we need them. Let's sell some stuff, including the random pot that was picked up. Alright, and let's go buy some of... Why am I looking at this? I don't need this at all. Buy some of these leaves. Just a few, though. I need more of these type situations. Okay. So, what exactly we want to pick up? We can't use that. Spell slip, no. Misstep, no. Rupture could potentially be useful. Pick up 10 of them. Feeble Mind, yes. That'll be useful later. Breach, yeah, let's stock up on those. I like to have 10 of everything, in case you haven't noticed. We already have a way to get Weaken. Spell Strike, not so much. Sidestep, yeah, let's stock up. Resilience, even though it's probably not going to matter that much. And then Spellcraft. Just 4 of those, though, because we can't really afford much more. Fortify, we're more or less maxed out at all times, so there's not really much need for it. Get 1 plume. Do we have antidote? Yes. Okay. So there we go. That will be... God, I really want to continue on, but I really know I shouldn't. Yeah, I gotta go get other stuff done. There's not enough time left. Okay, so thank you guys for stopping by. That'll be that for today. Next time we'll be doing Chapter 3. I can't believe I didn't notice that all those class marks came early at this point. Law route was such a thing to get through, let's just put it that way. Anywho, so we've got all of our classes now for the end of the game. We're probably not going to be using the Lord at all. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Looking forward to doing the next part. And yeah, have a